Hammersmith's W.
Because I work at Charing.
Hammersmith is W.
W9.
It's definitely W, yeah.
It's W9.
I work in the West London Mental Health Trust, so I go around.
W9,
We ain't never seen you.
A part of it is actually W6 as well.
He's in Charing Cross today.
Wallahi.
I thought so.
Yeah, part of it is W6. Well
I'm
done.
an efficiency manager. He's
Shit then.
serviceman.
How's it sound?
You're a what manager?
Efficiency manager.
Yeah.
Okay. I pick a couple of shifts there from time to time.
Okay.
Very rarely.
Yeah, I only spent Blistex banging. This is why my lips look good.
I hate ballistics, bro. They burn and it gave me ulcers as well.
This one's good though.
Yeah, no, it gave me
This
ulcers.
looks like one of those things that you take and
Your lips inflate.
when you're trying to like clot a thing and that, and she tries to, and you want to get
The Black Stone.
all day and that.
The Black
That's what
Stone.
this shit looks like.
Yeah, man, I know
I've
about
never
Black
used
Stone.
that.
A'udhu billah.
Why
And a
use
chef
it?
told me about a black
Just use
You know
stone.
about Black Stone?
Just try
Aye,
it.
devil.
Am I gonna fly tonight?
Wallahi, won't.
Do you know about the black
It's
stone?
good still, but I just can't right now.
Scared.
It gave me ulcers last time. I don't. Fuck it, let me try it.
Aye, Dylan.
Give it to me.
No. You know,
Wallahi,
it's,
it's Dylan.
I feel like it's the one that.
It's like Bojella.
This is the one that little baby had in his pocket and he pulls it out in Kai Sinat's thing and it's just
know
got
about
it's
that
got no
one.
lid on.
Because little baby was using it, bro. You know what I mean?
The other one, the white one, I don't use it. That one is not good.
The white one with the
time.
yellow lid.
You not ready, yeah? You not ready?
Yeah, been ready.
Good to go? Let's go.
Steady.
All right.
Bismillah.
You showed me. You licked it.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry, bro.
All right.
You're
licked it
you're
again.
trying to get me all...
Sorry.
Yeah,
I
you
got Carmex
You
anyway.
licked it. What are you licking?
That's crazy.
Never mind.
Laugh.
They might even catch that.
Laugh.
Anyway, guys, we're back with another one. Substitute teacher vibes. I'm back again. You know what I mean? I don't know what this Evs guy's on, but
That's two
what it is.
episodes he's been missing, you know.
first
Can't
picks.
lie. Dempsey for president, man.
Nah, don't do that.
Dempsey for president.
Ev's having a mess still. Time's wrong, everything wrong.
A little
Smelly
something.
man.
A little something still. First picks. Anyway, we're back.
But
Back with another one. We're going to be talking predictions for the season. So we're going to go from top 6. We're going to do relegation. We're going to try and touch on every little aspect that we can. So we got our guests on that. We got a debut. Get me? Salad in the building.
It's been a long time still.
Reese, how you doing? You're right, yeah?
Good, alhamdulillah, man.
Yeah,
Finally made it out of the group chat.
Finally, man.
Finally
Finally,
made
you
it
know
out
what
of
I mean? It's good though. Everyone's starting to show their face and stuff like that. Everyone
it
needs
took
to
him
be
until
seen, you know
episode
what I mean?
4.
Yeah, that's all
I
right.
apologize.
Timing issues, you know what I mean?
Everyone's moving shy in the group chat.
Certain things. That's another thing, but we'll get to that. You know what I mean? Realist,
Yo.
you are 100%. You are
Yeah, man.
This guy,
attendance.
nah,
Come on.
he's dedicated. He's
It's the only,
dedicated.
it's the only
Respect
thing
it,
he's
respect it.
100%
Come on.
He's
in.
dedicated. He's
You hear
dedicated.
me? Mr.
The only-
100.
The only thing he's 100% in. But
Yeah.
it's nice to see you.
Yeah.
You're covering the hair again.
Yeah, no. Can't obviously get me.
Is he
So-
is he away
certain
again?
man, certain man across the table a bit from last week. So.
Right.
Okay.
And we're going to swiftly go across the table.
Okay.
What are you saying? You man are matching today, yeah?
Yeah, something like that, apparently. So
Yeah.
I decided on the way here. He decided, you get me?
He said last week, innit?
Yeah, he decided last week. He knew already that he needed to wear a hat today.
But
So
we told you about this voice though.
you lot, I've graduated, so you can't stop me from how I use the mic. You get me?
Khaled's here as well. We got another debutant as well. Najri saying,
I'm here, man. Evs didn't want to shout me, but you know, I hold this one to the grave.
you got here somehow, bro. You made it.
Nah, do you know is he knows I know ball in it. So today my
Well-
team is gonna show for it.
We're gonna have to leave that to you know what I
I
mean?
can't lie. You know
My
the
fans know. My fans know.
And bro,
That's
I
it.
can't lie to you. You know the people in the comment section, they're active.
They're active.
No, they're
Wallahi.
active towards you.
Yeah.
Controversial.
Yeah.
You're the brother that had Trippier and who's striker?
Callum Wilson.
Yeah.
Wallahi, Bilal, shall I make you all laugh? Callum Wilson just made it to my fantasy team.
Oh, he made
Yeah,
it
he was on my fantasy.
cold.
He made it to my fantasy.
Have you lot done your fantasy, by the way?
Yeah, I don't mind still.
Callum Wilson there?
Now Harry Kane's there though. Are you trying to
everyone.
think?
Wallahi, kids never enter my team.
Why not?
He can have a double game week. Fuck that guy.
Because you put him as number 6. You
Yeah.
don't rate him. You
I
got
don't rate his
agendas,
team.
bro.
Nah, man, the guy's
I
just.
got Harry Kane. I got Harry Kane and
Harry Kane.
Haaland.
I'll tell you how you know I ain't got
agendas.
agendas.
the best
More
striker
in the
in the league,
episode, you'll find out why I ain't got agenda. You'll find out why. Find out
Inshallah.
why. Inshallah.
The
All
best-
right,
the
so-
best striker in the world.
That's a stretch.
I had him ahead of Haaland. So
Gara.
That's
I
a
guess I agree with you.
stretch.
I said Gara.
I guess I
Guaranteed.
agree with you.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. So we're gonna go obviously 2023, 2024. You get me? It's a bit interesting right now. We see a couple teams in the transfer window. We see some movements and that. So how are we looking? If we start, should we start relegation first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's give the guys that are gonna fight. Let's give them a little bit of shine, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Luton, Sheffield Wednesday.
Sheffield Wednesday.
Wednesday.
No, Sheffield United. Sheffield
We've already
United.
begun.
Sorry, my
Welcome
bad.
There's
to
man
first
in
pitch
Sheffield.
pod, guys.
It's been what, 3 minutes?
That are mad right now.
3 minutes.
Bro,
recorded 3 minutes
you
ago.
know why Sheffield Wednesday were called Sheffield Wednesday?
He's still
because
going.
they only used to play on Wednesdays.
Still.
Fair enough.
You get me?
Anyways,
Yeah.
they're in the Premier League.
Evs, can we confirm that? We need you to like. Obviously, Evs is a Sheffield boy. We need to. We want to see what the people in Sheffield
Man
are
knows
saying.
ball.
Should we kick this guy off or like?
is it valid?
no.
Is it?
Yeah. Are you valid?
No, I'm valid. I'm
Saying
valid.
that.
So,
right,
someone,
Sheffield United.
someone to tell him the right thing.
Yeah.
Sheffield
United.
United.
Teams.
Yeah, they used to have my man. They wear the red and white.
Yeah, this guy's
Yeah.
controversial.
The red and the white.
He's not controversial, just doesn't know what he's
He's
talking
showing
about.
his knowledge, man.
Nah, well, they wear the
showing
red and
his
white, no?
Yeah,
On my
they
bucket.
do have red and white. Yeah.
No, they were blue.
But you should have known that before you got here.
Nah, I know that. Because they're dog shit. I don't need to worry about them.
Fairs.
They've actually got one of the richest owners in the Premier League
Yeah, they got
It's
the prince. They
African,
got the prince.
yeah,
No, the prince is gone now.
of Nigeria.
No, Prince Abdullah. He's gone now, isn't it?
No, I'm sure
I
they
think
have
they
a,
just
they
shot-
have a,
they
they have a
just shot it.
Nigerian. They wanted to. There was a Nigerian brother that wanted to buy him a couple of years ago. I
Yeah,
don't know if
yeah,
the-
yeah.
if
I
the
think
deal
I
went
heard
through,
about that.
and it would have made them the third richest.
They had a Saudi
team in
prince.
England.
The Saudi prince himself must have a lot of money. You know what I mean? But they had a whole fight about it, legal battle. He was trying to keep it, but he had an agreement with some people. I don't even know the story. I can't lie, but Sheffield United is interesting anyway. But you see, you got them to go down.
I got both of them to go down.
Yeah, you know, 3 people go down, right?
Yeah, no.
3
The
teams.
third one's techie.
So what do you mean by both of them? As in both the Sheffield's team? Is that what,
No, don't run jokes. Don't do that. We're not gonna do that.
So
We're gonna have an adult chat.
I don't chat. So you say
Civil adult
Luton
chat.
and
Luton and
Sheffield
Sheffield
United?
guaranteed.
All right, guaranteed.
Yeah, them two Gara going down. The third one's a bit debatable.
For me, the third one, I think, is Everton. Them man been holding on for dear life.
I don't think so.
Nah, you
Not
know.
gonna lie to
Do you know what it is? There's too
Their
much quality on that
football-
team
no,
for them
it's
to
not
go
too
down.
much quality. Their football stinks.
It's fair enough. Their football's
Goodison
terrible.
Park stinks.
And also Sean Dyche as well. When he came in, first game was an Arsenal game. They looked good at the end of last year, bro. They got some solid players.
I don't
You feel
think
me?
I don't think Shawnee's going down. I don't think Shawn
Yeah.
Dyche will go
That
down.
guy loves
And the thing
hanging
is,
on
bro,
wallah.
he's got some like African players on his team now as well. I'm trying to say he's got a cheat code
He got
for,
some-
for
he
his
got some-
football, the athleticism, the strength, everything is just it's there, bro.
Yeah, I think Everton.
I think Everton are gonna be comfortable
They've
this
been
year.
clinging on for the last couple of years, but they look like they got the makeup to end up being a mid-table team.
Yeah.
From what I'm looking at, to
I
be
think
honest.
Everton
I agree with.
I think
Listen,
Wolves are gonna be.
they've
Because-
been fighting.
Everyone's gonna say Burnley's gonna get relegated.
Nah.
I'll tell you something, yeah. Company football.
Bro, company. I was watching them in the
football.
championship.
You know,
Yeah.
let me
They were
break something to you.
balling
though.
out.
Go on.
Last year, the reason they were balling out is because they had so many Premier League loanees. They had like 3 or 4 players from Man City that were on their team. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Now Man City have now sold these loanees, and it was the same thing with Derby when Frank Lampard was there. Everyone's like, oh, he's playing this incredible football. He had like 3 or 4 Premier League players. He had Mason Mount in that team who won the Champions League a couple of years after
Tammy
that.
Abraham.
Tammy Abraham was at
No, it was
Villa.
Tomori.
Yeah,
You have a
see,
Oh,
that's-
Fiacco.
Tomori
We
was
had
there.
Fiacco.
That's
Fiacco.
Yeah, Fiacco Tomori.
Who's that?
Crazy.
Fiacco
Crazy.
Tomori.
What's this
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
a roast
Fiacco.
Willis
Kyle.
session?
Kyle.
today?
Fiacco.
Realist is here for the TikTok. Don't worry, man.
Yeah, man.
Realist is here for
No,
the
but the
TikTok.
reason why I'm saying
No, remember the
Burnley-
first episode? He said he wants to go viral, innit? It's probably
He is going
trying
viral
to go viral
still.
still.
Every week.
Outside.
Yeah, so a lot of these championship teams that do very, very well, they've got these Premier League loanees, you know what I'm trying to say. And then when they come, those loanees go back to their normal teams or they go to loan in the championship again. And, you know me?
They're not the same
Hella-
team still. It's valid.
Hella teams that come up surprise everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all 3 can't get relegated at the same time.
No, of
I
course.
doubt it.
Like last year when Fulham came up, Fulham kept the core of their team. They just added players to that. It wasn't any loanees, you know what I'm
They
trying to
ended
say.
up doing quite well.
They ended up doing quite well.
I
you feel me?
had Bournemouth to go down as my third team.
And the way they started the season, they should have
I
still.
mean, Gary O'Neill came in and did a great job.
Yeah.
Didn't end up getting the. I think he's what today. He got
yesterday.
he's the Wolves job. He got the Wolves job at the at the point of
They've
recording.
got a new
So-
coach.
Yeah, they do. Iraola.
Iriola,
He's
yeah.
Spanish. He used to
Okay.
play for Bilbao back in the day. He's a right back.
Yeah.
He's
Which Areola? Alphonse Areola? The one
No,
that
no,
was played
no,
for
no, no,
Liverpool.
no.
and-
Iraola is with an I.
Iraola is with an I.
Iraola with an I.
Okay,
okay.
Iraola still plays for West Ham.
Okay.
Yeah, Iraola.
No, that's the goalkeeper.
He's the goalkeeper. Yeah,
I'm talking about the right back.
That's the manager, Bournemouth manager.
But he
He was
was
a right back for Bilbao back in the day. Not even back in the day. Like
I'm
talking
sure he
about-
played at Real Madrid at
He's
some
young.
point.
He's like 44 years. He's 40,
I
41
don't
years
know
of
if he
age.
play at Real Madrid. You know,
Like, fact check.
you can if you want.
Yeah,
I think
he
you're. I
was
think
there
you're
when he
mixing it with.
No one's there.
Oh, below.
no, not
Arbeloa. That's the one.
Arbeloa,
That's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
real.
And you must say I
Iraola's
don't know
correct.
ball.
Yeah,
With the
Arbeloa and Iriola
Real
is
Madrid
different.
fullback.
Yeah,
Arbeloa.
Arbeloa went to Real Madrid. Yeah,
From
so that's what I was
Liverpool,
confusing.
Liverpool,
That's
yeah,
what.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Bournemouth, obviously, we touched on Bournemouth, new manager, Spanish influence and stuff like that. Justin Cliver, they got the funding now as well.
They've also signed
Would you
another 10, a black guy. I can't even remember who he is.
They got a keeper on loan from Inter.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know who this guy that you were talking
He's
about.
from an Italian team, I believe so.
Oh no, there was someone recently. He failed his medical. I think that's what you're talking about. He failed his medical.
Oh, is it?
That guy. So I think the deal.
He
was off.
didn't- he didn't-
According
okay.
to Fabrizio, innit? It's not me, innit? But
I'd love to say Nottingham Forest, but
No, I think
I don't
Nottingham
think they
Forest,
will.
When you sign 25 players from last season, they had a lot of pulling power. A lot of them worked this season.
yeah.
yeah, but a lot of them were 1 year deals, loan deals.
loan deals.
But then you
They lost a lot of those
Yeah.
players
Got
that
rid
they
of-
actually had.
Like Kayla Navas went back to
Kayla Navas,
PSG.
Dean Henderson,
Jesse Lingard played a lot of games for them as
Jesse
well.
Lingard,
relief.
Renan Lodi's gone as well. So they had a few people.
Wait, Lodi
that
went to
was-
Marseille, innit?
Marseille,
Oh,
yeah.
they're building something great.
Marseille doing something nice over there.
Ndai
but-
went there. Ismail Assar went there. Woo, they're looking
Yeah,
good.
yeah, no, they got a little something going
six
on.
or seven
but
stud players.
Obviously, Marseille, they're not going to rank in this list. You know what I'm saying?
obviously,
But
obviously.
they got a little something going on. So we have to hold
we're
our
just
hands
flexing
up
our
on that.
football
AC Milan
muscles,
as
you know
well.
what I'm
AC Milan have got something going on
We're
as
just
well.
flexing our football muscles right
No,
now.
100%.
Nah, AC Milan got better meaty players, fam.
What do you guys think in terms of he's saying he's got two clubs hands down?
I think
agree.
Wolves
You
are
agree
going
with that?
down this year.
Yeah, Wolves look like
And I
they're
think
in
Wolves go
disarray.
down at the bottom of the table as well.
Yeah.
Like everything that like the entire makeup of that team, what made it up over the last couple of years,
It's gone.
It's gone. And
Yeah.
their manager left 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And there's 3 days left to the start of the season.
Yeah, it's a
You
bit
know what I'm trying
mad
to say.
still.
So that team is there's just dysfunction all over the place. You feel me?
I wouldn't say bottom, though, to be fair.
Ruben Neves left. Adama Traore is
Moutinho.
no longer. Jao Moutinho is no longer there.
Nathan Collins. They have lost a lot.
They've lost-
Max
they've lost a
Kilman.
lot.
You lot are
Max-
interested in Max
Yeah,
I
Kilman.
want-
It's difficult to go to Wolves. Wolves away is
It was.
No, it was.
Jimenez.
Bro, this is the first time you
Jimenez,
ever.
But
Raul
Jimenez
Jimenez.
weren't really featuring no more since
Nah,
that.
since
I
the head
think
injury.
this is the
Still
first time you're
developed
ever going to hear
spine.
me agree with Salad. Like,
That's 'cause I'm always right and you're always wrong.
No, I genuinely believe Wolves are going down. 'Cause, bro, remember back in the day when we was watching like Wolves, when we were watching them,
Yeah, we said
Like,
that's the team to kind of
the,
push for that
the
top eight
Jota
position.
was there. They had the
Traore. You see what Traore?
Adama on the other side just running, pace and power.
Pedro Neto.
Pedro Neto, bah.
What they were
You get
building
me? Now what they got?
is what they're building is back then was kind of similar to what Brighton have now, like in terms of that they're the team that's kind of pushing to get into that top 8, looking for Europe. I thought Wolves were going to be that. Yeah, Aston Villa.
I mean,
Wolves
we're
were
going to
gonna
get
be
to those kind of guys. What we saying for Wolves, though? Obviously, Salah's saying Wolves might
they
be
go.
that
I'm not
extra
gonna sit here and
But
be like
then
there's
look, for
guarantees to
example-
there's teams. There's something's always gonna surprise you in the Premier League. innit?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like yeah, these two are definitely going down. You know what I'm trying to say, but I
When
feel
you
like
get-
Wolves
when
are
you have a
strong
new
candidates
manager,
to go down.
You prove yourself. A lot of players play for the manager.
Yeah, but the
you
thing
know
is,
it's
you're
the
forgetting
first
though.
game of the season?
A lot of teams are coming off like you've had a whole pre-season with one manager trying to play a certain style of football, trying to impress this manager. Now you're gonna have someone brand new coming in, and you're gonna have to try and learn an entire new way of playing.
But obviously, I don't think
That's with
I
a
don't
lot
think-
of them.
No, of course.
A lot of teams.
I just don't think the new manager bounce
Is exactly
works for a team that
in
you've
the
had
first play of the season.
Yeah, like for the first game of the season, you had it pre-season and that because
Everyone's buzzing for the first game of the season.
that can go
The
left
first game of the
anyway.
season-
Do you get what I'm
The first game of the
saying?
season, they get washed. Man United are going to wash them.
Yeah.
We know
Bruv,
this.
do you know what the worst bit
Are you
is?
United fan as well?
Yeah, we're going to wash them.
Like,
At least.
imagine Wolves
cook
get
them.
a new manager and he's not Portuguese.
He's got Gary O'Neill.
Gary O'Neill, bro.
Are you not listening to
You
what we're
know,
talking
this
about?
Wait, chum,
Gary
they're going
O'Neill.
down.
It's the Siberia thing.
No, you know what it is? I had a long day at work, man.
There's.
Yeah, but they're going down. That's my third team.
That's your third team.
That's my third team.
So you just decided it straight away.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. What you man
For
thinking
me,
though?
Luton is 100%. With all this, obviously, like we said, it jumped the gun in the car. Premier League is not a joke, man. Championship to Premier League is a big difference. And especially now with the stadium not postponing probably their first game, obviously everyone's going to have a head start on you. You're not playing football. They're defo gone for me.
But they play a back five.
Psychological.
Regardless, everyone plays a back five.
Nah,
Wolves plays
like-
back five.
I just feel
Luton
like
play
when
like an
they-
old school back five.
Back five is back five, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, that whole sitting back in your own box doesn't really
Yeah.
work in the Premier League anymore.
And
you know
that's what
I'm
they're
trying
gonna
to say?
do.
Huge
They'll
pitches,
find you out.
These huge pitches. You know,
It's not even that. It's because even the teams that want to play the nice tiki taka type football, they've all got, like for example, Man City. If that doesn't work, now they're just gonna knock it into Haaland. What are you gonna do? Because he's just as strong as everyone. You know what I'm trying to say? They'll score set pieces. They've got
No,
So-
the problem I see is that when you have those low block teams, especially with a 5, those low block kind of teams, the problem they have is they can't get out.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna come back and back, and
Eventually
eventually
it's gonna go in.
The quality is gonna show. Do you get what I'm saying? If you could be potent on the counter attack and defend like that, that is the perfect makeup. But no one can really ever do it.
No one.
Or sustain it for a whole season. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially with
there's one team in particular that we're gonna get to later that does that perfectly, and we'll get to that when we get to like kind of
further
build
up,
top table.
further up, yeah.
Yeah, I said my 3. I think. Do you know what it is? Why I went with Bournemouth is because Bournemouth are always in and around that area. Every season. They're like one of the... I think even last season, they just about... When Sankey scored some crucial goals for them, they just managed to jump out in the last...
I think they were relatively safe.
Yeah. Where did
They weren't... Last
15th?
3-4 games, they weren't really in
finished
danger.
15th.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But there was a little bit of a gap between Everton and the rest of them.
And like West Ham and that,
like
and
the last 3 games, it was really Everton or Leeds who was going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I feel like Bournemouth, for me, when it comes to the crunch time and you get further on the season, Wolves are going to get a new manager. They're going to try to do positive things. I feel like Bournemouth being in and around that area, it's going to look peak for them in that last stretch, and then they're just going to end up going down because they just escaped last year. I think Sheffield, for me, is a no-brainer. I don't think the signings will save them, especially with that new manager. And I think Luton, like you said, these teams with low block, all these Man Cities, these Uniteds, these Liverpools, they find space. Even though you think the 5 at the back is, it's just the way to go, you end up seeing Bernardo Silva running in behind. Next thing you know, it's across the face of goal and Haaland's tapping it in.
Yeah, but do you think, though, at the same time, I completely agree with what you're saying, but do you think the Crystal Palaces of the world can find those same spaces that these men can find? Because the aim here for all of these guys is to get to 40 points.
No, but so I'm going to let Naj speak, but the end-to-end games, those end-to-end games, usually what makes the difference, so if you watch Leeds a lot of the time, was just quality.
Yeah.
Sometimes your quality in the final third has to matter. A lot of the time, Leeds was matching teams in terms of their energy, but that quality in the final third, they could not put the ball into the back of the net.
Absolutely.
If you lot watched the relegation battle last year, all of those games from, I think, like you said, from the teams like above the relegation, from like 16th, 15th, their games were close. Some of them were like 5-4 games or 4-3 games.
Yeah.
The difference is final third quality. Bro.
Yeah, no, I hear
the
it.
big difference.
Every game mattered. at that
Every
point,
game
yeah,
mattered.
every
To
game
answer your
mattered.
question real quick though,
Yeah,
do you know how you said, kind of Crystal Palace is in that? There's more than one way to win a game. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Of course.
Like Crystal Palace will just knock balls into the box. You know what I'm trying to say? There's only like you have to stay
Experience.
concentrated for 90 minutes, even if you have a back 5. Eventually,
Experience.
But do you think that's not suited to where they've come from?
No.
They've come from the Championship.
no, because you'll forget if you've come up in the Championship, you're the best team there. You have a lot of the ball.
Yeah,
Do you know
but
what I'm
not
trying to say?
necessarily Luton, though, because Luton kind of went through the back door a little bit. Do you get what I'm saying?
Luton
Yeah.
finished 6th.
Like, Luton finished 6th.
Okay.
One
Uh,
of
one-
They won the playoffs. Yeah.
No, one in the
that's
playoff
fair, But I'm
final.
saying they were still one of the better teams.
Yeah,
in,
no, absolutely,
in,
absolutely.
In the league. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So they must have been on the front foot a lot of the time for them to.
Yeah,
for them
more
to
often than
accumulate
not.
that
I don't
many
think
points.
championships like that. Championship, I swear to God, you can watch a game from 1st to 8th, and you can think that 8th is 1st and 1st is 8th.
I kind of
100
hear
miles
it
an
to
hour.
a
It's
certain
such
extent.
end-to-end football.
Yeah,
Championship
100
is
miles
such
an
end-to-end
hour.
football. It's not possession
No, but that's the point I'm
based.
trying to make. It's like it's not one team's not defending the entire game. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I think it's very end-to-end, but that's what I'm saying. When you go up and you go to a Crystal Palace, the game's going to be end-to-end. It's going to be similar to how it was in
Yeah.
Championship, but the difference is Crystal Palace have been there.
Have the
They've got
quality.
the
And
they've got the
experience
quality.
in the final third to finish. You know what I'm saying? The crowd is a big thing, bro.
Yeah,
Premier
yeah.
League, you're jumping
But
up.
do you
you're
think
playing
they'll do well
in
without
Selhurst
Zaha?
Park. It's loud there, man.
Yes. But I think
Do you think they will actually do well without Zaha?
Before you go, Luton as well.
Yeah,
As a home team, losing your stadium, that's a big impact.
big.
You know ins and outs of your stadium. You know do you know what I mean?
But I think it's only for one game, though.
No, but still.
No, I don't
it's
think
not
their
gonna be one
stadium can
game,
run.
man. It's not feasible for Premier League standards.
I don't think the stadium can run. They have to expand their stadium.
Yeah, but I think
which will take time.
they took that one game off to prepare it and get it ready
I don't
for
think
it.
they'll really
No,
that,
I don't. I don't
maybe-
think-
maybe
I
it
think
won't
they took it in order to find a stadium that can accommodate, and they have to do an expansion on it. That's what I
mean,
think.
we're,
don't know if
we're
I'm
gonna
right.
have to wait and see and see how that obviously develops. But you're right, taking away home advantage.
Because
It,
coming against someone like the top 6 when they come to anyone's ground, one goal goes in, the home advantage is gone.
It's gone.
Everyone's quiet. Like you said, then they're going to low block. The ball's going to keep coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 follows, 7 maybe, 8.
Luton gonna find it tough, man.
yeah, they'll find
And the
it
fact
tough.
that, like we said, they didn't even finish top 2
yeah,
in the
it
championship.
weren't convincing.
It weren't convincing.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like they're gonna.
So
find
we're
it difficult.
all sorry to cut. We're all unanimous that we think Burnley's gonna stay up.
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah,
got faith in Burnley. I really do.
Yeah.
yeah.
The thing is, like from a personal standpoint, I want company to do well in it personally. So I'm not gonna say he's gonna go down, but I don't think people are expecting him to do like a Fulham thing,
Yeah.
where he's gonna come up and finish in the top 10. I very highly doubt that.
Nah,
Definitely gonna be in a relegation scrap.
Yeah.
But I think one thing we're definitely unanimous is that Luton's going down.
Yeah, I think.
But the reason why I think Burnley are gonna stay up is because when he said like when you're the team that's first, you kind of have the ball. Burnley were the first team in the Championship. Like the reason why they did so well, 80% of that season, they played as if they were a Premier League team and they were bucking Championship teams. They were literally playing banging good football.
Yeah.
And they were playing teams that, again, trying to do the end-to-end thing, and they were controlling games. I watched them last year.
But don't you think, feeding into Salah's point, it's not helping them the fact that they've got Maatsen on loan and they've got Premier League
that's
players.
definitely going to affect them.
So once they've come down up into Prem now and they're playing against these guys whose parent clubs, these guys can't even sniff their parent club, starting 11. They're playing against them kind of man now without their players.
Surely that system should still be in place for them to play.
The system
you're
will
right,
be in
they
place.
definitely be in that relegation scrap. I'm not saying that they're not gonna
I think
be.
they just about nick it because at the end of the day, one of the most key things in Premier League football is good coaching. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And no one's gonna tell you that Company's not a good coach. You can see, bro, to take Burnley from what they were, for you to just
Culture shift.
within one summer to transform them into like a ball playing team, 65% possession is like that's a testament to the manager. I'm trying to say. So I think because of Vincent Company, they will have a very, very good chance of staying up.
They had a chance to break the record for the amount of.
They had a few records that they were
for the
lining
most
up
points
to break.
ever in the champion. That just shows you they control.
No, that's a
most
manager.
games,
That's definitely a manager thing.
Yeah, that's what I
Fulham were on a similar type of thing
Yeah,
before the last
When
time that they
Mitrovic
got.
banged in 40 something.
Yeah,
No,
the last time.
Mitrovic done that with 10 games to go, and then he didn't even play him.
Yeah,
or
but that's what
anything
Burnley
like.
were doing. They were kind of vibing out their last couple games.
Yeah,
and just like,
for sure.
Yeah, I don't mean. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say all the promoted teams are going down personally. And if there is anyone to break that, it will probably be Burnley, and Bournemouth will probably take their place.
Yeah.
I think the Evertons, the Crystal Palaces, they got too much.
I think there's too much turmoil in Wolves, and I feel like
Wolves as well.
I feel like from the head down, it's not even just like a football thing. I feel like from the top, there's just a
I
rotten
feel like
club
it's just
down.
experience, man.
The only thing about Wolves,
Yeah, but that core players, that core team's gone though.
hear that.
Like everything, the entire identity that they built. Raul Jimenez, Adama Traore, Ruben Neves, Pedro Neto. Like no one's there anymore. You know
they've
what I'm
never
saying?
Neto's
been-
still there.
Neto's still there.
Okay.
They've never been a.
Neto's not the same since that injury.
They've never been a relegation team. From what
The thing about Wolves is why I feel like they will probably be safe is Wolves don't concede a lot of goals.
it's hard to go. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to go to.
It's
their
hard
stadium,
to go
man.
to Molineux and score a lot of goals. And that was typically what actually saved them last season.
That's
Once they had
exactly
the
what I was trying
manager
to say.
change, the bounce and that, Wolves were obviously, even looking at it from like an FPL perspective, Wolves used to keep a lot of clean sheets. Wolves used to get a lot of points from just playing at home, winning 1-0.
That's exactly.
Do
What
you
I'm
get what I
saying.
mean? And it weren't just
fair
like
point.
even the guys in and around them. Obviously, well, Chelsea were kind of in and around them, but
Yeah.
they went. They played Chelsea at home. They took a 1-0 victory against Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Like they were built on that foundation that they
always
weren't
had that.
conceding any
That's
goals.
that's a fair point to be fair.
And they still got Jose Sarr, which obviously you mentioned Jose
A lot
Sarr.
of people are saying because they lost their core, they still got fantastic footballers. Matthias Nunes, great midfielder. I think he's quality. He can fit into any top 6 side.
Their defense is still relatively intact as well.
Yeah,
So
the defense hasn't been. It's just
The
final
worldies,
third,
the world
final
beaters.
third.
Yeah, the world beaters. The guys that kind of put them in the
Yeah.
discussion for top 10.
Yeah.
Have
alright,
gone.
world beaters are a
Yeah.
bit strong.
Okay,
but
not
I
world
hear what
beaters.
you're saying.
In terms of
but
their
they're better players.
they're
those
better
teams that can
players.
play for the top 6 teams.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Ruben
Yeah,
Neves
yeah,
is
Yeah.
Adama Traore when he was.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Matthias Nunes is
Yeah,
another one.
those kind of players. Of course, they're not world beaters.
And
I'm
Raul
saying
Jimenez
they're world
before he got a head injury.
Yeah. I think that's where everything started going downhill.
That guy
Yeah,
was a
to
be
hitter,
fair.
wallah,
He
before
was.
the head
He
injury.
could have started
was.
for a lot of top 6 teams.
Oh,
He was
that's
into Man United. He was into Man United. I think that summer he might have got a big move that summer. Had that
I'm
never
pretty sure
happened.
Chelsea were interested.
Yeah, we were
in him.
inquiring.
Yeah, about
This
him
brother
as
was a
well.
hit
Man, they're not
man.
inquiring about every single player
Yeah.
available.
Chelsea inquired about everyone. Chelsea,
it's
I'm
not-
surprised they haven't inquired about me. To be
Nah,
honest.
we've got money. We've got
Yeah,
money.
that's the whole
Hey,
point.
Got money, baby.
No, but they're signing these 20 million
I actually got a
pound
LinkedIn
guys.
suggestion saying, they're looking for social media. What's it called?
Oh, that's
Managers and
hilarious.
everything
Because
there.
Bowley
Wallah,
signed
wallah.
me.
That's hilarious.
Todd
Wallah,
Bowley.
wallah.
wallah, I feel
Why
like
you go
it's,
for it?
Huh?
Why you go for it with your previous links and
Trying to
that?
go Saudi, fam.
Fair enough.
Oh, you don't want Todd Bowley's money?
You know
Trying to
they're
go Saudi
linked,
because- huh?
right? You know they're linked,
Trying to
innit?
go
They
Saudi.
could probably facilitate it for
Inshallah,
you.
man.
Trying to go Saudi, inshallah.
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 Koulibaly was trying to go Saudi. He's gone Saudi.
Gone.
Mendy's gone Saudi. Ziyech, he needs to
Broski knows where the
pass his
money's
medical.
at, man. Broski knows where the real
Not even
money's
that,
at.
bro.
Like that, brother
Muslim country, all of
smells.
that.
Nah, I hear it.
No, what I be like, just move to Saudi.
Obviously,
just-
I done that. I was there for a few years, so I hear exactly
great-
what he's
great
saying.
opportunity.
It's amazing. But all right, guys. All right, cool. So we don't really necessarily need to touch on the Crystal Palaces and the mid-table kind of guys because you kind of get the best of the rest. We'll probably come back to that afterwards, innit? Top 6.
I think we should go around everyone
Top 6.
Just say who their top 6
I
is.
want to hear everyone's 6th place because I feel like there's going to be division in the 6th place alone.
Okay.
Forget anything else. So we'll start with you, Salah. Well, who you think is
6th.
just about making European competition in
Tottenham
that
Hotspurs.
sense? Tottenham Hotspurs.
Tottenham are going to finish 6th next year.
All right. We're going to get it round and then we'll elaborate on why. What do you think?
I've
Redis?
got Arsenal.
You got Arsenal.
I've got Arsenal.
All right, we're not going to talk to you too much. Callie, what do you think? Or I'm still quite undecided personally. But
Let's look into the camera and say Arsenal again.
Yeah, I got Arsenal finishing 6th this season.
I had originally Tottenham. I changed it to Newcastle.
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 Okay, interesting.
That was actually the 2 that was between.
Yeah, I've got
That was
Newcastle 5th.
I got Aston Villa.
It's a good shout.
Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. No mentions for Brighton, guys. No.
No.
No, I think with the loss of some of their quality players, and
I'm not
I
going to lie, I
think
didn't think of them too much.
Casado's leaving.
Caicedo's going.
But they're signing a player like Kudus, though.
They've
That's
signed
a
some crazy
massive
players.
player.
The thing about Brighton is you can never look at their departures that
Exactly.
much because they
Never.
always have someone ready.
They've got really good
The
recruitment.
reason why
You're forgetting.
And,
Sorry to cut
and
you
one
off.
of the best coaches in the league as well.
Basuma went to Tottenham, and they look like they've got a Basuma-shaped hole in their midfield.
Yeah.
And then Caicedo comes out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So
He's
they
making
always
£2,500 a week
they always
from
have
Ecuador.
yeah they always have
You got
Great.
McAllister
or
coming
they
from
facilitate a
some
way.
Scottish brother from Argentina playing in midfield for them. You know what I'm trying to say?
You know,
Evan
exactly.
Ferguson, a Scottish
For me, it was
18-year-old
the-
that looks
both
like
of
Wayne Rooney in his prime. Like they've got players like you know what I'm trying to say?
Their scouting
Exactly.
system
It's
is crazy.
ridiculous.
Talent
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
They're
Crazy.
scouting. You try to
Yeah.
take their whole stuff, and,
Yeah,
then-
we
and
have
now
to.
you're getting guys from Brazil and send them on loan to Strasbourg.
No, it's working. It's working. We've got Jackson.
For me, it was I was talking between Villa and Brighton. The reason, obviously, Villa, Unai Emery, man, that guy there
Quality.
made for European football. European League football, the guy is his.
Yeah,
Do you get? And the signings he's made, Pau Torres, Yuri Tillemans,
yeah.
Quality.
Musa Diaby.
That's a big one.
Musa Diaby.
Big one. I've seen him in preseason.
They
Looks
punched
very
above
good.
their
It's not
weight
even
to get
bro.
Diaby.
Like his numbers over the last 3 years have been absolutely incredible. This is a walking double. Shout out to Lahi. This is a walking.
But you know what it is? No, 100%. You're forgetting. Not long ago.
No. He's almost guaranteed at least 10 goals and 10 assists in a season. The year before, we had 18 goals and 15 assists in all competition playing from the wing.
Sancho did 20 and 20. And
No, of course, but I'm saying he's a kind of a different profile of player.
no,
you know
I
what
hear
I'm
it.
saying?
He's explosive, whereas
Because-
Sancho's a bit different. But my point is, coming to the Prem, it's going to be a bit different.
That was the team. Do you know earlier when we were talking about team that could defensively be compact,
Yeah.
but then do a mad thing on the counter attack. That was the team that had
Aston
in mind.
Villa.
Yeah, because you got Unai Emery's defensive structure, who's absolutely incredible at making sure you don't score.
And they've brought
But then when you
Pau
got players
Torres.
now, what's it called? You got players like Musa Diaby, Ollie Watkins, who are.
On
You know
Emi
the
Buendia.
counter-attack,
what I'm trying to
that's
say?
lethal.
Bundia as well. Bundia's still there as well.
And Paqueta, obviously.
Paqueta's
No,
West Ham.
that's West Ham.
West Ham, apologies.
And then
apologies.
you still have a player like Philippe Coutinho that's coming off the bench. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So like
Bailey.
that team, Leon
Yeah,
Bailey
Leon
as well.
Bailey, the
Oh,
Jamaican
they
on the
still
wing.
got
Ramsey.
They still got Bertrand Traore as well that can
the
come off the
bench.
bench
Ollie
as well.
Watkins up
Like,
top.
so that team is like they've fully trusted Unai Emery and said,
Yeah.
you know, we'll bring you the players that you want. His defense is always sorted. You can give Unai Emery, me and you, and he'll put us in position to be successful defensively. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And now he's got these strikers that can all score, like all these attackers that score 10 goals and
Yeah.
create for other people. And it's just they're going to be a very, very exciting team to watch. Not necessarily exciting, but a very effective team to watch. I've got them fifth actually.
When he joined, they won a mad run.
Bro, they were 17th when he joined.
And then he went
from
on
the
a
from the
10-game
moment he joined, he would have finished third behind Arsenal and Tottenham from the minute he joined.
And now he just added
Say
on to that
Tottenham.
team.
Huh?
Oh, you mean City?
No.
If
Sorry.
he carried on
City and Arsenal,
yeah,
the top two in the Premier League. Obviously, there was a massive gap. They would have finished from if the league started when Unai Emery came. They finished. They would have finished third. And this is a team that was 17th when he came.
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say?
Stevie G never had them playing. So what? No faith for Chelsea, guys. No one. No.
I've got them a lot
Chelsea
higher.
gonna- Yeah, I'm not
got
gonna
them a lot
lie.
higher.
We're taking your top six, but how seriously we're taking your top six is a little bit different.
Like there's a method to the madness, bro.
Fairs.
There's a
We want to
method
hear.
to
We
the
want to hear
madness.
the method.
Yeah.
Me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit 50-50. I was thinking Aston Villa or Brighton. I'm still not fully decided. I'm edging towards Brighton, but Aston Villa have recruited very well.
Even Brighton as well have recruited well.
They have, but Aston Villa. Sorry to
Dawood?
cut you off, but Aston Villa
Dawood as well.
haven't been losing players, whereas Brighton have recruited well,
And
but
they've
they're
not lost
replacing
players, yeah.
people.
Replacing,
That's true.
Do you get what I'm saying? Where Aston Villa are
I think
topping up
they've
what they
not
have.
lost a single player. Aston Villa. I was looking at it earlier today when I was preparing. they've lost one player for like 2.6 million, and that was it. And the rest of the players they've lost are all loanees from the youth.
Everyone's saying Brighton have lost players. The only player that really they've lost is
McAllister.
McAllister, Levi Colwell.
Levi Colwell was big.
Levi Colwell.
That was key.
With their
Caicedo's gonna go as well. That's what I'm saying. I'm not
With
putting too much
their
regarding what bro's saying. I'm not putting too much stock in who they've lost because I see it the same way I see Napoli. We can lose whoever. I'm 100% confident that we'll be able to replace someone with a similar quality.
Like,
Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's the same thing. Yeah, facts.
And Ciso scored a bang against your team.
And Ciso's the guy that's probably gonna replace
That's what I'm saying.
McAllister.
You did nothing about it.
Brother, and
Matoma.
you know
No
when I
one
saw
talk about
it,
Matoma.
Let me fight Newcastle's corner then.
I mean, I personally had Newcastle higher up.
I had him
I got him
personally.
higher.
I got higher up. So you need to talk about why you think they're going down to 6th.
Why do okay? I just feel like with the Champions League,
That's valid. That's valid.
that is personally you've never been like they haven't been in the Champions League in the last however many years,
About 20 years, yeah.
and bro, Champions League is no joke.
And also, I feel like if last year they had the element of surprise on their side,
Exactly.
similar to Arsenal, they had the element like no one expected them to play the way they played.
Yeah.
Now everyone's prepared for you for a whole year. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, of course.
They know what kind of thing you're trying to do. Like last year, no one had any idea where they were going to attack you from. How good was Isak going to be? How good was Joe Linton going to be? How good were all of these guys? How are they going to gel? You know what I'm trying to say? Now you have a clear picture of how Newcastle are going to play football.
How
so
good
I feel
fit
like
You
Callum
can do your
Wilson.
homework.
And
A
like
fit Callum Wilson.
I don't know if that
man can do a
exists
lot.
though. Callum Wilson's got injury problems.
got-
Nah, but a fit one,
Always had injuries.
A
They've
fit
got-
one is a firing Callum Wilson.
they've
I
got
think Isak's an incredible striker either way. You know what I'm trying to say?
they've got question marks when it comes to
And
rotations. So
No.
their squad depth isn't Champions League quality. I'll be honest. When you lose someone like Alex Maximan and your second choice is Aaron Gordon,
I mean, they bought Harvey Barnes.
Harvey, is that Champions League quality in rotation?
But
Do you think Maximan was?
I mean, people are going to forget about
Champions League
Tonali, but I don't think he's going to be that
He's,
effective either way.
he's better.
Yeah,
He's-
Sandro
he
Tonali.
won't be further.
He-
Like he
Max-
won't affect it further up the field.
Maximan in
He's
the
the perfect
Champions League
midfielder.
game.
Sorry, Karen.
Sorry. Like Maximan in the Champions League game can do more off the bench than Harvey Barnes. I just personally think that.
Absolutely.
Kelly, you're watching it from a
Absolutely.
guy that would like. Obviously, I rate Sam Maximum highly.
No, I'm saying their squad depth. Their squad depth is a question.
No, okay,
Yeah, but
but,
I think
the
if you play-
drop off from Maximan to Harvey Barnes and
huge.
No, but
Aaron Gordon
is
is
crazy,
massive.
bro.
Maximum didn't play like that though. He was because
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Eddie
He was a
Howe-
rotation
Eddie-
player.
no, but Eddie Howe
That's
brought
the point I
a
was trying to
system
say.
into the team. No one expected Danburn to have a great season at left back. Do you get it?
I'm saying to you,
No,
when
but
they
the
go to
rotation
Champions
is
League,
there. The rotation is going to still be there.
Yeah.
You put Aaron
No,
Gordon
I'm
there,
with Nudge,
Harvey
man.
Barnes is there.
Like Harvey
I don't
Barnes.
think
Isak's
so.
gonna
I
play
don't
up
think so.
front.
Listen,
Swallow will-
you're gonna
I'm
have a game on when's like depending on what group they get. Yeah, you're gonna play a Champions League squad. Yeah, you're gonna have to put out your best starters. I think he's gonna go to try to get as far as possible in the Champions League. That gives you money. That's a breadwinner for your club. Yeah, he's gonna put out a good squad. Then he's gonna come and 12:30 kickoff. Selhurst Park away.
But do you
Bro,
think?
come on, it's
I hear
different
that.
gravy.
I hear you.
Well, like,
but-
different gravy.
Even a team like Man City who are bringing Mahrez and Julian Alvarez and Foden off the bench struggle with that, bro.
But that Man City are going to the late stages of the competition. Do we think Newcastle are going to
games,
have
yeah.
this problem come February?
No, but they're gonna start
They
the
might
season.
not
No,
do.
but the thing is, that's the thing though.
then you
They're
go
gonna
to
start the
Europa.
season slowly and then you're playing catch up
But
again.
I think they're gonna go to Europa,
then,
and
like,
even
kind of-
Europa, and
Exactly.
even Europa is difficult.
They're gonna
Europa-
finish.
No,
they're
you're
gonna
right.
finish third in
we
their
struggle.
group.
They would
United
rather
struggle
stay
with
in the
Europa.
Champions League than go in the Europa. I
Fair
hear
enough.
that. I hear that.
We
But
struggle when it comes to squad
We
depth,
don't
rotation.
know. No, absolutely. But we don't have a great squad. But that's another. That's another
And you
discussion.
think Newcastle
But
have a better squad
no,
rotation?
I
than
don't
us?
think. I don't think so. I think Newcastle have a way that they want to play and how they want to do it. They're quite robust.
Okay.
The way that Eddie Howe's managing them as well, because they now the added football is definitely a problem.
Definitely.
But obviously they finished 4th last year.
You
get
still
what I'm
have them
saying?
finishing in the top 4, personally.
I had them at 5th personally,
Okay.
but we were gonna get to that. But
So
I had them at 5th.
I think they do better in the Champions League than they do in the Premier League because the way they play football is gonna blow some of these teams off the park in the Champions League. Do you know what I'm trying to say? The physicality, the speed, the intensity that they play with, bro. I see them. They can go to an AC Milan away and slap them. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I see
I
them
wouldn't
going.
say slap,
But
but
I
I'd say
slap-
give them a good game.
You're rating AC Milan too highly. They're absolutely horrible.
But I think they can
game.
go
You'll
to
say
an
that
AC
from
Milan
Napoli
and get
But
bopped
I'm
as
saying
well.
that from a football perspective.
But I think they can go to an AC Milan and get bopped as well.
Yeah.
Who?
Newcastle.
Newcastle,
I don't see why.
I think you're over. I think
the
you're
stuff
overestimating
translates.
how good Newcastle are.
No. I don't have them finishing in the top 6. But I'm saying in the Champions League, I feel like they could surprise a lot of teams and they're high. Say, for example, let's use AC Milan, for example. Yeah, they're playing a slow-paced type of football in the Serie A, and then you're going to St. James's Park
I don't think so.
I feel like they're not going to be able to
I think
adjust to
it's
that
gonna
kind
be
of speed, bro.
overwhelming, bro. Champions League is overwhelming.
But what
I've
about
been
vice
to it
versa?
loads.
What about when AC Milan, Newcastle go to the San Siro?
They're
Or
gonna
not San
be
Siro.
some of their players gonna be overwhelmed.
They're going to be
bro.
shitting
No,
bricks,
but then
bro.
look, you're saying some of the players gonna be overwhelmed. A lot of the players Newcastle
Haven't
are
been in big
established
games. Haven't been in
footballers, bro.
but they haven't been in big games.
For example, look,
Like
you
Kieran
said,
Trippier's got.
like you said, the
I think Kieran
rotation.
Trippier's a
Apart
Champions
from,
League player.
apart from him,
Bruno
a lot of them-
Guimaraes is like
Okay,
played
yeah.
World Cup football.
there's a lot of players on their team that we have not seen them in big games.
Okay, look,
We
okay,
have not seen
the
them in
three- the
Champions
three
League
in the
nights. You
midfield
can't convince
can
me
hold
that they're
themselves
gonna
down, bro.
they're gonna hold
if
it down.
you either play Tonali, Joe Linton, or Bruno Guimaraes, all of them can play. Joe Willett can play. You play Isaac. on
That's
the left,
fine.
but
And
your
you're right. They
squad
will give a lot of
rotation works.
teams good games. I did say that. I just said that they will give AC Milan a good game. But then when you've got that, and then on Saturday you've got a United or you've got a City, I just don't see them performing. They came to United and they absolutely played fantastic against us when they beat us 2-0 last season. Imagine they had a Europa League game before that. Let's say
They're not
True.
playing
He's
nowhere
not-
near
he's
the
right.
same
No,
quality.
right.
I just personally
right.
think European football is different. And when you haven't been in it for 20 years and you come, United last year, we went through a period where we was in the Europa League and we was in the FA Cup and we was in the Carling Cup. How did we perform in the league? We stagnated. There was a period where we absolutely played
There was
poor.
there was a point where you were like 3 points off the top,
And
and
then-
then you had all
January.
of these games,
and we had
it was,
a bunch of games. We had the FA Cup. We had the
and it was
Carling
the, it was
Cup.
the week.
Remember?
It was actually, I remember it was a week where
We had
the
3
week
games.
after that, Arsenal were going to play against Man City, and if one of them dropped points, there was a few United fans talking about, yo, we can get even closer.
Yes.
And then you had like a Europa League game, and then you had an FA Cup game,
Carling Cup.
and
And
then
we didn't play the league for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Came back, we had a shocking run in the league. I'm talking about United.
Yeah.
I think we have better squad depth than they do.
So can I ask a take on this then?
I generally think that they're going to
If you
struggle.
think Newcastle are going to struggle because their Champions League football isn't. What about Arsenal?
No, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
We'll get to that.
I want to know where he put
We're
them.
gonna
feel
get
like
to
He'd
that.
probably put him higher.
Both
We're gonna
teams
get
are
to
not
that.
ready.
Arsenal are better than Newcastle though.
They,
We're gonna
then-
get, and
but then
Arsenal
you
have
talk
better depth than Newcastle.
they do.
What depth?
No. Arsenal are
Arsenal
just
got
no.
two
But
starting
listen, broski.
keepers.
Yeah.
Arsenal are just a better
got-
team than Newcastle. Arsenal are just better than Newcastle.
Who's got two
So
starting
they
keepers?
they can do more on more fronts. You know what I'm trying to say?
And they've got better squad depth.
All right, so let me
I'm just
get
doing this controversial.
let me get you guys' fifth team now, and then we're gonna go into the top 4. So, what are you guys? Fifth?
I had Villa in fifth.
Yeah, Villa in fifth.
Yeah.
It's bold.
I had Newcastle fifth.
Yeah, Newcastle fifth. I had Newcastle fifth
had
as well.
Newcastle fifth.
You had Newcastle fifth. What did you have?
I had Tottenham at 5th.
Yeah, Tottenham at fifth. What's this whole Tottenham idea though?
I
Because,
got
like,
them. I got them fourth.
I think Tottenham.
Wallah, I got them
I don't
fourth.
have Tottenham
do you
in my
understand the
top
rules of
Nah,
the? All right.
Lidge.
Okay, so
You know every pick that he makes, what you said makes more and more sense. We'll hear your top 6, but we won't really pay too much.
but seriously though, because like I want to know.
Tottenham
This
have
Tottenham
fixed
thing-
what they're missing.
Hopefully,
have they
I-
fixed?
They had before Tottenham had a non-existent midfield.
So who's the midfielder now?
They've signed.
Bentancur was out for the whole season.
Yeah.
last year.
Bentancur was out. Celso.
Lo Celso was out on loan.
Yeah,
Lo Celso was out
they
on
gave
loan.
him out
He's
on
gonna
loan.
he's gonna go
He's
on
going to go on loan
loan
again.
Yeah, he's
He's
going
gonna
on
go
loan
sell him.
again.
Basuma spent a lot of time injured.
Basuma was
as well.
out. Now
He's
they
looking
pretty
good at
much
pre-season.
Yeah, he's looking good.
they pretty much fixed the
Ndombele's
whole
back
midfield.
from Napoli.
And
loan.
then Bole come back.
What
He's
good-
fresh.
You haven't even spoke about Madison, but
Yeah,
what
no.
good-
Madison was that
fantastic.
key
But what-
between Kane and Son.
yeah, but what
'cause
good
all the
is
pressure's
that?
gone
And
off
Son's
them.
not
What-
going to have as bad of a season.
All right, so let
And
me
they've
ask you this
improved that
now.
goalkeeper as well.
Yeah, and they got a better
yes.
keeper.
But let me, okay.
And they've just signed the centre back. They've improved. I feel like
They've
Tottenham have
actually
improved
slowly-
on quite a bit
Yeah.
of.
you,
I'm
do
trying
you
to say.
not do you not think we could have said the same thing about their window last summer?
Yes.
Yeah, you could have.
So
we didn't
but
expect-
now
we didn't
they've
expect-
gone from 5 at the back.
Yeah.
They've gone like from a defensive formation,
Yeah.
and they were still bad defensively.
Yeah.
To we're gonna play this free flowing football under Postecoglou,
They-
and we're gonna be
but-
on the front foot. We're gonna play 4 at the back, and you still got some of the same dons.
No, but
injuries got them.
hear this though.
They look better.
This is Tottenham playing more attacking football
Yeah.
is more Tottenham anyway. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They
of course.
kind of dash their philosophy with the past 2 managers and Mourinho and Conte, right? And no one expected. Bro, I had Tottenham finishing in the top 3 last year.
Yeah,
Because
I had them
when Conte is your manager, you have a front 3 of Kulusevski, Kane, and Son. You expect that to get you goals, and you expect
Absolutely.
a Conte team not to concede so much. You know what I'm trying to
Absolutely.
say? No one expected it to go that sour. And their one functioning midfielder, like their best midfielder, is Bentancur. He was out for almost the entire season.
Yeah.
So with the signings they made, it's just looking like a refreshing thing. Obviously, we still need to know if Kane's going to stay or not. But it's going to look. I feel like Tottenham are in a. I have them 6th either way. I don't have them too high anyway.
They had like a Harry
But-
Winks in the midfield.
Oliver Skip.
But then
And Oliver
Skip.
Skip.
But
Like, what are
But-
you gonna
but-
do with these players? Like,
No,
how are they
but-
gonna get the
but-
ball
but-
far enough forward and
how
travel with
was
it to
that?
get to Kane?
No,
and-
but how was that much different when they made it into the top 4? because they were Champions League football
They did
yesterday.
that. I'm not gonna lie. That top 4 run was Conte being Conte.
Of course,
that was world class manager
but
coming out to play.
It was the same guys. Obviously, they were
course,
missing
of course.
Bentancur. Bentancur's a big
But also,
part of
you
the
need to remember
team.
Arsenal bought that hard.
listen,
No,
listen.
they
Tottenham
did,
had
but
Arsenal
Other
had
results went their way.
Arsenal are not playing for Tottenham, so Tottenham are doing
You
what
lot
they
are
have
missing.
to do.
I think
Do
you
know what
lot,
I mean?
you lot haven't mentioned it, and you're missing a key factor, man. Son
Son was pretty much
last
missing last
year was absolutely piss poor.
Yeah, but
He was
so what-
so
And
bad.
he said he was
But
dealing with injury as well last year.
Exactly. So the year that you lot are talking when they made it, Son and Kane were
Both
on a
had
mad
like
thing.
25 goals.
They
Firing.
were on a mad thing.
Yeah, but they
do
have.
you think Son's gonna have as bad of a season as last year?
No, I don't think Son will have as bad. Yeah, I think he got 6 or 7 Premier League goals. I don't think
he's in a
he's
good
not gonna
team.
have a season like that. But I'm saying the shift that they have now with largely the same players, you're gonna go with
think
Pedro
I
Porro.
think
Pedro
Maddison-
Porro is not a fullback. He's a wing back.
He's a wing back. Yeah.
We've even seen him play at right back, and he's gotten torn. Right?
They're gonna play
They just
Romero,
signed this.
knackered.
Which
Romero's not
I think
knackered.
he's rash.
Yeah,
Are you
Romero's
mad?
he is
He's
rash.
rash.
But
He's a
I think
very,
Romero's
very
a good
good
defender.
defender.
He's a
He's
good
a very,
defender.
very good defender.
Okay, he's a good
He's good on
defender,
the
but
ball.
rash, but you can't put him in the 4.
Of course you can. What do you mean?
Why can't
We
you?
saw him at the World Cup in the 4 and he was absolutely incredible.
I don't.
It
No,
wasn't
no,
a
they
thing
were
in the
4
World Cup.
most of the
Argentina
time.
was
Four
a
most,
four,
apart from
90%
twice.
time.
Yeah, I
it was
think
the
twice
Holland
they
game
played
to match
3.
Holland,
Yeah.
and I think it was the Croatia game.
I can't lie. I think he's
Yeah.
better in the 3 though.
I think he's
agree.
better than
No,
three
but
personally.
we
because
had
he
no-
gets
you ain't seen him in
He's
the 4.
absolute, bro. I
You
think
ain't seen him in the
I rate Romero so highly, especially from his
But
time
who's
at
playing
Atlanta.
next to Romero? Are we gonna trust this Van der Ven guy coming from Wolfsburg?
Yeah, it's better than
And
Edison.
another thing we're forgetting with
Sanchez.
Tottenham is the same way you're saying where Broski mentioned Son. I think Basuma's gonna have an amazing season because with Conte it didn't really fit because Basuma's more of like keep the ball, pass the ball, get forward, etc. etc. He's gonna have a lot more like license this year as well. That's like a brand new midfielder.
They have
for him.
Ndombele back.
Do
No?
you think?
Yeah.
Do you think
I don't know
Basuma
if
plays?
Ndombele is gonna stay.
Do you think Basuma plays?
I think Basuma
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
plays.
He's been playing
I
in
think-
preseason.
I
Looking
think
good.
Basuma, Bentancur, Madison.
Yeah, Basuma, Bentancur, Madison's a
Madison,
very,
we're
very
not
good
even mentioning
midfield.
Madison.
Is it
Madison,
that-
Son. I've just
Is it the end of Højbjerg?
Huh?
Is it the end of Højbjerg?
Højbjerg will be in and around. That's a good player to even.
Højbjerg
yes.
will always be
Højbjerg was
there.
like their vice captain, no?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
I think
something
a
like that.
midfield of what's it called, Bentancur, Basuma, and what's it called, Madison is like it's got everything in that
Yeah.
midfield.
Remember,
can work.
remember
It can
when we
work.
drew with them?
2-2.
Højbjerg was their best player that day.
No, but Højbjerg,
Or when you were
Højbjerg,
winning 2-0
even
and then,
Won it 2-0
even
and
the
Rashford scored.
even the City game, Højbjerg was excellent. But
Excellent.
But we're looking away from the big thing here. The big thing here is the shift in formation.
It's the history of Tottenham.
It's the
You want
shift.
to see it happening, bro. They're finishing outside the top 4.
It's the shift of.
Guys.
It's the
I
shift.
don't
of
think
formation
anyone
for
has
me,
them in the
though.
top 4.
Like,
I don't think anyone has them in.
I don't
Like-
think anyone has them in the top 4.
I don't think people-
but having them
Where
having
did
them
you-
outside
where
of
did
the
you have
top
them?
6
I
is a
got
bit.
them fourth.
Oh, you got them. in.
I got them in my top.
It's real though.
I got them in my top 4 because my top 4 is just
I mean, personally, I'm going out on a limb again.
So that means
I've
I've Chelsea
got them.
yeah.
Seventh.
Come on,
I've
dog.
got them where they finished last year. I got them 8th
Okay.
because
That's harsh.
yeah, 100%. Because
Well,
I
that's
feel
harsh.
like
I hear what you're saying. Because it can either go two
there's
ways.
too many questions, and obviously, only time will tell how they answer it. But I don't know.
Okay, let me just play this out to you, innit?
Yeah.
You're looking at the worst case scenario. Say a midfield of Basuma, Bentancur, and Madison does work, and Son's back to how Son is, Kulusevski and Kane. That front 6 is absolutely fantastic.
That's
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Romero is a good defender. This Van Bomen guy, if he turns out, they pay 50 million for him. If he is even a decent, bro, he's better than Dyer. He's
Sanchez.
he's better than Dyer and Sanchez.
Yeah.
That's an improvement. Vicario is an absolutely fantastic goalkeeper. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So they've improved all over. So I'm saying, if everything goes well, they could fight for top 4. You feel me?
No, if
Obviously-
everything goes well, 100%. But the glaring thing for me is the formation change. And while you're changing the formation,
But a lot of
you
the
got wing backs as fullbacks. So you've seen Destiny.
Yeah.
I don't know how Destiny's gonna cope in this Premier League as a left back and Pedro Porro as a right back.
Oh, you're getting the
It mi-
overlap hit.
It
with
might feed into the way the manager plays, but the manager only plays. He's gonna play, but the other team are working against you. In training, it might look great, but when you got another team going against you, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what you're really about.
One thing on your formation change thing, all of the players there, apart from the fullbacks,
Yeah.
are more accustomed to this formation, the 4-3-3 formation. Basuma is more accustomed to that. Madison, Bentancur, they're all more accustomed to that. Son is more accustomed to having the entire left side to him rather than a wing back
Yeah.
taking his wing position.
yeah.
Kulusevski, same thing. So the players that they have, even though the formation is a change from what it was last year, the players, it's not like a team that's been playing free at the back their entire lives. These guys are more used to playing with.
I mean, they've been playing in 3 at back for longer than they haven't.
But he's saying that
Since
the players
Poch
that
I'm
they
saying
have
the players
don't
are more
suit them.
suited to that.
No, the new guys you're talking about,
Yeah.
100%. But like Son, for example, I think Son's played just as much as
But
back.
where would you would you say you prefer Son playing on the left
Who,
on
me?
his own? Yeah.
Me, I would prefer it.
No, but he's
He will
objectively a better player. Exactly.
He will probably prefer
Exactly.
it, but it's not like it's even with having these guys as fullbacks, Destiny's going to be running down that side as well.
course, of
Do you
course,
get
of
what I
course.
mean? So it's like we need to see how it plays out. There's a lot, and I'm not popping them down. I'm not saying they're going to be bad, by the way, just so you don't know. But I'm saying there's other teams that are ready. That there are the Newcastles, there are the Aston Villas, there are the
But
Brightons.
they've got the element of world class player though.
Again, Brighton.
Of course they do. I mean, for
Like,
now they do.
none of these other guys.
For
do,
now
like,
they
I'm trying
do.
to say. You've got,
I
you've
think
got,
they're
you-
keeping him.
But yeah, no, 100%. But his world class ability got them 8th last year.
Yeah, of course.
So if it don't go right, then what are we looking at? Do you get what I'm saying? If it does go right, then 100%.
But splitting hairs, like if you're saying they're gonna finish 8th, they're not gonna finish in the top. But I think between 5 and 6 is a reasonable place to have them.
It's not. It's
But
all right.
I
but
understand why he's put them 8th because with Tottenham, it can either go two
It can go
ways.
two games.
Yeah,
There's
it
no,
can
there's
either
not in the
go
middle for
right or
them.
left.
They're gonna challenge for the title or they're gonna
no,
finish.
but you
8th.
got to bear
I
in
get
mind.
it. I get it.
I'm not going with them in 8th because of them. I'm going with them in 8th because of the other teams that are fighting for these kind of things.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm
Nah,
saying?
that's fair.
Because
That's fair.
we can say the exact same thing that we talk about Tottenham. We can say the same thing about Chelsea.
No, you can't.
You really can.
Okay, the same. Do you know how we mentioned all of these players for Tottenham? What player at Chelsea are you thinking? Oh my god, this guy's exciting, bro. They have one functioning midfielder. We've mentioned,
But they
4
have
for Tottenham.
exciting attackers.
Who?
If we don't- Mudryk? Is Mudryk not exciting?
Modric
Well,
touch is
he's
terrible.
played
fam.
half.
Is he-
He's played
is he
half.
touch
He's
is
played
terrible?
half.
Is he
of
not-
the
touch is
time.
terrible.
I
His
don't
touch
know,
is
I'm
not
not sold,
terrible.
man.
Yeah, I'm
Is
not
he
been
not
watching
exciting?
preseason.
I
This
don't
is what I
know.
mean.
He hasn't-
I love
he
players that just
hasn't-
chill out
No,
ball
he
and don't watch
hasn't.
preseason.
Come on, man.
From what
There's
you've
a reason why
seen,
you have preseason.
does he not look like
Come
an
on,
exciting player?
Who?
Mudryk.
He's finding
From
his
what
feet.
you've seen,
He's
finding
fast.
his
He's
feet.
fit.
not.
He's healthy. He's fit. He
needs to
can
find,
play.
he needs to find his feet. Everyone needs to find their feet. Mickey van der Ven needs to find his feet. All these players have to find their feet. So I'm saying Chelsea, if we don't even look at player for player, I'm saying they've got a new manager in. Firstly, the manager who's proven, Postecoglou came from Celtic, in all fairness. Do you know what I mean? So a manager just proven with more players. They might not be necessarily be better players, but more players, more to work with. We don't know how this can go. It's very similar.
No, but with Chelsea though, with Tottenham, we just mentioned 4 very good midfielders. Chelsea have one functioning midfielder. One.
Right
How
now,
can-
at the time
as
of
of right
recording,
now,
yeah.
yeah, they have one functioning midfielder. Even if they do get Caicedo, that's 2 functioning midfielders. If you're going to play 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 or however you're going to play, there's no depth in that team. There's literally at this current moment in time, the Premier League starts in 48 hours. They have one functioning midfielder. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So to say that they're better than Tottenham, or you can say the same, I think they're in 2 completely different places right now.
You reckon?
And with Tottenham, you've got guys who have scored 30 goals in the Premier League. Chelsea, you've got
can't
all
name
these
one.
talented players.
You got Sterling.
Sterling playing as the more advanced forward in a Pep Guardiola team is always going to score 20 goals. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like with Chelsea are in a very, very dire situation.
but then-
if we're being honest.
We're not in a dire
Obviously,
I think Tottenham are in a dire situation myself.
Tottenham's
to be honest.
situation is a lot worse than ours.
I don't
No,
think so.
no.
I
I
don't
genuinely
think
Your
so.
Tottenham's
situation's worse.
Chelsea's
I don't
situation
think
is
so.
worse.
I don't.
No.
I don't
like
think so.
said, me
Because Tottenham have
personally-
functioned before. We've seen this core of Tottenham players function before.
No, of course.
You've got 11 brand new players on Chelsea trying to make it work, and you don't know if it's going to work. In Cuckoo, that was meant to be like the one ready-made player, is out until January. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it's a problem.
Jackson
It could be a lot sooner. Jackson's been firing this
No, I
preseason
like
as
Jackson.
But we
well.
I like
don't
him a lot.
don't focus on preseason. but
What can we focus on then?
exactly, you can't focus on anything.
I like
a
the-
fresh-
I like
That's
the-
why.
so
That's
everything
why.
that's happened in the last
That's
month
why
does
you
not
man
exist.
are in disarray.
We're not in disarray.
You really are in disarray.
Last time we finished, like that half of the table, what happened the next
Do you want to
season?
remember the players that you had?
No, but
Shall I remind you
you
the players
went
that-
from
No, but
you
what
went
happened
from- you
the
went from
next
that, your
season? This is
midfield
why I
pick-
say,
your-
do you
what's
know
it
one thing I always say?
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Football
It's not the
is a
same.
beautiful
You can't
game.
say that. You
You
can't say
don't
that.
know
Okay.
what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, that's
no.
true.
Let me
You
tell you something.
don't know.
But your
Okay.
reasoning don't make sense.
Let me,
You can't compare
bro,
the
let me
two.
explain something to you real quick.
Go on.
That team finished because of the managerial issues. Bro, Conte came in and he had a midfield of Cesc Fabregas, Kante and Matic. He had a front 2 of Eden Hazard Prime and Diego Costa. He had
And
John
Willian as
Terry,
well.
he had
And
John
Willian
Terry,
as
Azpilicueta, what's it called? Gary Cahill at the back. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So the level of players that you're talking about are
Now,
completely
I think
different.
Terry was gone by them, but the
No,
main,
Terry
the,
was the captain for that.
the first title.
No, I'm talking about the Conte title. Conte,
Yeah,
Conte,
I
he was
don't-
there. He was there. 2015-16, Conte was there.
No, it's 2017. Conte won the title.
I'm
You're talking
saying
about the other
whatever
league,
year
that's
it was.
Jose. But no, but it feeds into what I was about to say. What I was about to say is, you're right. They came back from nothing. Oh, 10th? You finished 10th that
Yeah,
year?
10th that year.
And you won the title. But you're not looking at the fact that they won the title the year before they finished 10th. Do you remember that?
True.
So are we really saying, they
Yeah,
came
see,
from...
what 16, 17? He was at Chelsea. He was the captain for Chelsea.
Yeah, but I don't think he was playing too tough. I think it
he
was
played like 30 games, right?
David Luiz,
I can find out
Gary
as well.
Cahill, Aspilicueta, Victor Moses, and Marcus Alonso. I think Terry was a bit part player at the time,
As
to be
Belaqueta
fair.
kept on playing
But
a back three with the
No,
as a third centre back.
the point here is you, man, did a yo-yo thing. You're talking about, we finished 10th and then we won the league.
No, because the reason why I'm saying is because nobody has any hopes in Chelsea right now.
I think Chelsea will be quite
Nobody
good.
has any hopes in Chelsea.
Yeah,
even
you know
finishing
what?
top,
You know what? I think
top half of the
the,
table.
the difference is in all these teams. Yeah, there's in every single Chelsea side. There's been one player where you think, wow, he can change games. Eden Hazard. Even for Tottenham, Harry Kane right now can change a game. You lot right now in your squad that you have, there's no game changers.
ain't got
The
it.
only person
No
that
We've got-
really
we've
gave
got-
you
we've
hope
got-
was Christopher Nkunku. He's gone for January.
That's exactly
And
the
I
point I
had
made.
hope for you lot
He
when
was
no
he
game
was
changers.
he was the one that came in. You're like, okay, he's not as talented as a main
Reece
player.
James, Ben Chilwell. We've got all of these guys that have quality. You lot are
Naming
forgetting about.
defenders, bro.
And
You
what
have to
these
score
fullbacks
to
don't
win
go
games,
forward
bro.
with the ball.
You have to score.
You know
You have
the
to score
ball.
to win games.
Your
Willis.
issue last year was that you
The
couldn't
ball
score
has
goals.
to go into the box, and the ball once it goes from the box, it has to go into the back of the net,
So
right?
you're gonna trust Jackson to play
I could
40
trust
games this
I
season?
could trust Jackson to play more than 40 games.
I'm pretty sure
and
you
still
lot
be
had.
fiery.
Did you not like have a stat last year where you scored like 2 games in a certain amount? You lot were really struggling.
Yeah,
when it
we
came
were
to
struggling in
scoring
terms of
to put
final
the ball in.
third.
No,
Yeah,
they
to
had their goal of the month. They only scored one goal in the month of February, so they didn't have a vote.
a vote,
Couldn't
yeah,
vote.
they couldn't
I think
vote.
they were
We're
bringing.
just voting for one
I think
break.
they were bringing in the youth team's goals and that as part of the vote. But your
lot-
issue is that you can't
couldn't
score,
score.
and it doesn't look
we've-
like it's
and
changing.
that-
And to be
that
fair,
has
the
been
front,
resolved.
apart from Jackson, it's pretty much the
Pretty much the same.
same kind of players.
So
But
we're
Mudryk-
gonna have to wait
like,
and see.
Mudryk's
innit?
got
And
the
wait,
advantage
who's
of
playing
one
at
more
the back for
season.
Chelsea this season? I know Badiashile is out for like 4 months.
Colwell,
Colwell.
Colwell, Disasi,
Thiago Silva.
Thiago
got
Silva
Disasi.
there for rotation.
I mean, to be fair, the
Badish-
right back position sorted.
And the left back sorted as well.
Chilwell.
Chilwell's
and-
looking sharp.
Yeah.
Chilwell's looking absolutely.
That's
It's
this is
exciting,
the thing
wallah.
between Tottenham and Chelsea. Though Chelsea have youths that they could potentially use. These guys don't have, or they might do, but we don't know, innit?
No, but they've got players that are proven, bro.
No,
Like James Maddison, Harry Kane, Heung-min Song, Basuma,
Harry's gonna
Ben
eat, bro.
Tancourt. We've
they're
seen
proven,
these guys.
but it's like okay. So now, if we're gonna delve into it, and we're talking about like Madison, for example, how is it gonna work with Madison and Kane? Because Kane
Like,
wants
so
to be
drop
in
it. No,
those
that's true,
positions
that's
where
true, that's
Madison's
true.
gonna be. So it's like we can delve into it, and we can find these kind of question marks or
No, but the
whatever.
point
That's
is,
why I'm
bro,
saying
the
it's
point is
similar.
with Tottenham, we've got proven players. Chelsea, we have 0 proven players. Apart
No,
from
no.
Reece James, there's not a single
But
Premier
listen,
League proven player on the
Chelsea-
team.
with Chelsea-
That's true. That's true.
No, but
won
Reece
two Premier Leagues.
That's fair
Thiago
enough.
Silva?
I'll give you
Thiago
that.
Silva
But he's
not a proven
38.
player.
Thiago
He's
Silva is
38.
38. He's probably not going to play.
I think your backline is not great.
You don't think our
I think
backline
their
is
backline's
great?
all right, but
Their
maybe
backline's
not for the
better
first day of
It's
the
better than
season.
Tottenham's. It's
But
better
their
than
backline is good, man.
11 teams in
I
the
think
league.
their
They will
backline's
defend
good.
better than Tottenham, and Tottenham probably will score more goals.
So
It
the
is.
centre
Alright,
back partnership,
probably.
you don't know what centre back
Alright.
partnership you lot are gonna go.
It could
All right.
rotate.
It's going to be
Yeah.
Thiago Silva
It's
and
football.
Colwell.
It's rotation.
And they have an
probably
average age of 30 years old
Or
because one's
Disasi,
48
yeah.
and one's 20.
All right, so I mean, they'll be out. They'll be. It'll be interesting to see how Tottenham and Chelsea, especially, because none of them made my top 6, but it'll be interesting to see how they kind of work. But let's go into our top 4. I feel like we gave them a bit too much exposure or whatever. But let's go into our top 4. 3rd and 4th.
3rd and 4th. 4th, I've got Arsenal.
Okay.
2nd and 3rd, for me, I've got interchange in between. It could be United and it could be Liverpool, however way it finishes.
And you got City winning the league.
And I've got City winning the league, yeah.
All right, cool. What do you think?
I've got Chelsea winning the league.
All right, this
Get this guy going. Can you leave?
Wallahi, he doesn't believe that.
I wish-
Oh,
I
Wallah,
wish-
billah, I believe it.
All right, go on.
Wallah,
Okay,
billah,
don't worry.
tallah.
Okay, don't worry.
What
Don't
kind
worry.
of fan are you of your club if you don't believe your club could win
Let
it?
him believe.
You might
Let
have
him
no
believe. Let him
heart.
believe.
If you
Go
don't
on.
believe your club could win the league,
All right, go
you're
on.
not a fan. You have no heart. You have no dig for your club.
called about
bro.
being-
But just
It's
remember,
being realistic.
It's
there's
called being
receipts. Okay,
Yeah,
go on. Okay,
100%.
so who's 4th?
I've got Chelsea first. I've got City second.
Yeah,
Liverpool 3rd.
4th, and he's going the other way. Okay, go
No,
on.
because he gave you his
Yeah,
whole
but he gave
breakdown.
it 4-1. But anyway,
No, I'll
carry
give
on.
it from the top down.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
better
yeah.
that way.
You've had a long day at work, man.
So you got City first.
Yeah, no, I got
Sorry,
Chelsea first.
Chelsea first.
City second.
City second.
Liverpool third.
Liverpool 3rd.
They're Tottenham fourth.
Tottenham 4th.
So Arsenal in your top 6?
No.
So Man United not your top
Arsenal
6.
United in
No.
the top 6.
There's no space for them.
You said no. He said Arsenal was 6th, innit?
Arsenal were like,
And there's
nah,
no-
Arsenal was sixth, yeah.
And Man
Arsenal
United are
sixth.
not in there.
United don't make
All right,
it.
cool. What do you think? Top 4. So fourth, go from fourth.
You don't believe
please.
it.
This guy's back.
You don't believe it.
I've got United finishing in fourth.
Okay.
Okay.
I've got Arsenal finishing in third. I've got Liverpool finishing in second, and City finishing in first.
All right.
And I got the same exact. This guy.
You got the same thing.
What about yourself?
I got very similar, but I've got Arsenal in second
Okay.
and Liverpool in third.
I don't think they're gonna have another good season, man.
I don't see why they can't.
Because I think it's gonna take them a while to get their rotation right
It's
in
not that,
terms of their midfield. They don't. I don't think they fully know. After watching that Community Shield,
I think they've got more of an idea of like Rice is not a 6. They've got like as in
that's the big problem.
Yeah, but he's
You
not a 6
bought
though.
Rice as a 6,
No,
but
they
he's
bought him
not
as a
there.
midfielder. Like,
Now
Yeah.
but the
like
deepest
Rice,
one.
the thing is, the way Arsenal play, and I've said this to everyone I've spoken to, the way like Rice, you're taking away his best characteristics if you tell him to sit as a
Yeah.
6. Do you know what I'm trying to say? His best characteristics are
Carrying the ball.
winning the ball,
Yeah,
carrying
that
the
dog
ball,
work,
being
yeah.
allowed to do whatever you want to do, driving with the ball. If you're gonna score. If you're gonna find the pass to the fullback, that's Rice's game. If you're gonna put him as a 6, you're gonna limit him. So I don't think they bought him for that. Maybe in the long run, maybe etc. So I think they're gonna play either Jorginho or Partey. It's gonna be Odegaard and it's gonna be
Rice.
Declan Rice. That's gonna be the midfield. I
Is
feel like
Partey
I think so.
huh?
Yeah.
Is Partey staying?
Yeah,
Even
it looks like he's staying.
Even if
will
they
he-
don't, I think Jorginho with Rice doing the dog work for him, the same as with when it was Kante. I think that could work with them too. I think I don't think they're going to be as good as last year, but I don't think they're going to be as bad as people think they're going to be. The reason I have them fourth is because the way they started last season was unprecedented.
Yeah,
52 points
absolutely.
in the first 19 games. Only 3 teams have ever done that before, and these are like some of the best teams we've ever
Yeah.
seen. Man City that got 100 points, Chelsea 2005, 2006 with Jose Mourinho, and Liverpool the year they won it. During the COVID.
Yeah.
that kind of tempo Premier League. But those are the only teams to have ever got.
I think Liverpool's one was really, really respected. Like Liverpool's one, I think up until COVID,
They won't concede.
they dropped
nothing.
about 5 points, something
Yeah.
like that. I don't want to throw random numbers
They had,
out.
no.
but
They dropped. I
think 5.
2 points. They had 55 points.
And
No, they lost against Watford
They
before
weren't-
before
they
COVID
weren't-
shut.
they weren't
Okay.
conceding.
They lost
That's
against Watford
scary.
and they drew
No,
one
but
game.
I'm saying in the first 19 games they had 55
Oh
points.
no, I was saying up until COVID.
Okay, because COVID was in January. It was in February.
I think
February, March.
is where it shut
That's what I'm
down.
saying. So that's what I'm saying. 3 of the best teams we've ever seen in the Premier League. They're never going to do that again. Arsenal aren't going to do that again.
Do you have to though?
Yeah.
They when you're playing against this Man City team, you have to. And I feel
have
like
to.
the reason they had a chance last year, and you're forgetting they started like that, and City were only 4 points behind them.
Yeah.
Sorry, 5 points behind. They had 45 points. And the reason that Man City started so poorly last season, in my opinion, is because a lot of those players were saving themselves for the World Cup.
I think they were figuring out.
No,
what
I
they
feel
were
like- I feel
doing.
like-
they had a Cancelo problem.
A lot of the players
that-
were holding back.
They were
from-
like, remember that last game they lost against Brentford at the Etihad the game before the World Cup, bro. Not a single player wanted to put a foot in. So I'm trying to say, like the World Cup is around
you're
the
not
corner.
trying to get hurt.
Yeah,
no
but
one's
they-
trying to get hurt. No one's trying to even run. You're not even trying to pull a muscle.
I hear it.
And I feel like that's one of the reasons. But also, credit to Arsenal, they started incredibly.
Yeah.
You feel me? They're never ever going to do that again.
Yeah,
52
but-
points, they're never going to do it again.
But you're talking about to win the title. Maybe just even being in and around it. Do they have to do that to be in and around it?
Yeah. You need to have
I
a
think
good start.
because the second half of the season they got what 32 points, 30. 30.
If it was 50, it was 50 from 19.
It was 50. It was
and-
52 from 19.
Was it? 'Cause
Yeah.
I thought it was 50 and they were on course to get 100 points. I thought that's what I saw. But even if 52,
They had 36 points in the
they
second
ended
half.
on
of the-
84. So yeah,
84.
32
30,
points.
32, whatever it
32
was.
to 35.
Yeah, whatever the case may be. I think that's closer to what they're going to be. Maybe like if you average it out, it's like 40 something.
But that's still quite
each half of
normal,
the season.
though.
I
That's
get
very
it,
good.
but I feel like Man United are going to improve significantly, and I feel like Liverpool are going to improve significantly.
That's fair.
So,
That's fair.
That's
I
why.
mean,
That's why I have them fourth.
I'm not quite sure about United and Liverpool, to be honest. I feel like
I think Liverpool edge it for me just because the way they played towards the latter stage of
last season.
they played fantastic. Obviously, we didn't have no one. I think had them finishing fifth, and then they just went on an incredible run. And then they've added some world class players and sorted out some midfield issues that we know that they had.
They've lost some players though as well, isn't it?
Hendo was due to they weren't even playing Hendo and Fabinho like that.
But the thing is,
Hendo was playing.
when you
Maybe,
lose,
they both were playing,
At the
but
beginning of the season, they were playing the kids, man. They were playing Harvey Elliott and the one that looks like
yeah, but
Bruno
towards
Mars.
the end,
Jones.
Not Curtis Jones, the one that looks like Bruno Mars.
Fabio Carvalho.
And,
Fabio
and they were
Carvalho.
playing Bichatek as well, and before he got injured.
Yeah, so
but
like
this,
they went
but
through a
this
bit of a
didn't
period where-
coincide with their run. Their run, they had Fabinho and Henderson that were playing. You know what I'm saying?
They had
That
experience
Man
last
United
year.
game, that Arsenal game when they fought back, Fabinho was in there, Henderson was in there.
Their front three still alive and well.
They probably have
Fullbacks are
the
still-
best attacking line in the league.
Konate
I
looked
would
really
believe.
good.
They don't
But
even know what.
They don't
to
know what
start
they're going to go with.
Yeah.
But
Good point.
that in itself is not enough to fight with City and fight with these man.
Jota's low key back.
The reason
No, they're all back. But
Diaz is
Oh,
back.
Diaz is
Jota,
back.
Diaz.
don't sleep on Gakpo as well. But I'm saying
Was give you a
that
little.
in itself is not enough.
because you lose Milner, you lose Henderson.
It
there's
is,
talent
bro.
in the
Because
changing room.
No, but they
listen,
picked
Fabinho.
up. They
But
picked
it
up
is 'cause
Livramento.
Okay,
I've
pick
pushed
up-
them up.
Who's a
These
very
guys, but
good
these guys are
signing.
not like for like.
but who-
Nah.
So Szoboszlai, I don't know how to
They
say
don't
his
have
name.
they don't have Champions League.
But Alexis
football.
McAllister, they're not like for like for these guys that have been sold. So how are they going to work it?
Henderson comes on the pitch. You know what he's doing for you. He's bringing your leader. You're leading this whole team. Sorry. This is probably cut out.
Yeah.
Sorry. Henderson comes into your team as a leader. He comes on the pitch, tells you, demands what he wants. No one in that team right now can demand anything. Hence why I don't see them. I put him third. I don't see Van Dijk telling Bearman to do come on, fix up. Do you get it?
He's a little diva himself.
Do you know what I
to be
mean? He's a little deep himself. Henderson wouldn't be afraid to tell someone what you're doing. Milner wasn't afraid to tell anyone. These are all great individuals.
Imagine you see
They're characters.
imagine you see your centre back, your captain with
That's
arms
what I'm
behind his
saying,
back,
like, Yeah,
watching
yeah.
Sancho slot it in.
Nah,
trying to do the-
you've
the
been
aura
chatting
thing.
to Gap in it.
No.
Nah, of
I've
course,
been
you
saying
definitely
that,
been chatting to Gap.
Nah, I hit-
Shout out Gap.
Shout out my
Shout-
brother
This section is
Gappellini.
for you, bro.
Me and Gab have a little bit on, but he doesn't want to accept it.
Oh shit.
That's what I'm saying now and there.
But
But
yeah,
yeah, no.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just feel like you lot are underrating some of the guys that they've signed, man.
No, but it's not. I'm not underrating them. They're good, but like Szoboszlai is highly rated. He's not a bad player whatsoever. But he's not a like for like replacement for Henderson. And Alexis McAllister is not a like for like replacement.
Yeah, they still
No,
don't have.
what you lose.
They still don't have a six.
They still don't have a DM.
That's the issue.
They're fighting for Lavia,
Lavia.
but they don't wanna pay the money. But like, even if they do get Lavia in, Lavia is a quality player. But I mean, is that what we're going for?
Listen.
Really?
I'm
Like-
not gonna lie. Their coach Klopp, I have full faith that he will
Yeah.
extract the best out of their new signings. I really do. I feel like you lot saying that that it's not like for like, and you can't get. Bro, he revolutionized Thiago. Thiago even said it himself. Yeah, like what Klopp has done to
Like
my
what he-
game
yeah.
is completely different to what I was doing at my previous clubs.
Like-
I feel
Yeah,
like.
but what is
Klopp's gonna
Thiago
drop-
actually doing though for Liverpool?
Nothing.
No, he's injury prone.
Not much.
No,
Even
he's
when he
injury-
plays, he has these masterclasses on Twitter
No,
and
but
that,
I
but he's
think-
not really.
No,
he's not really.
You know,
grips
I
in the-
watched him live for Liverpool, and he looked fantastic. that
No,
day,
he's a
bro.
fantastic player.
I went to go watch him at
He's
Anfield.
absolutely a fantastic player. But what I'm saying is
He just can't
that
stay fit.
midfield
That's harsh. He can't
is
stay
not
fit.
what he's my man built everything on.
It's true.
This Thiago technical, I'm gonna get here and I'm gonna take
100%,
150
but,
touches.
that's
That's not what made them successful. And they ain't been successful since
Selassie-
they had that.
Since
No, but
Wijnaldum
then,
left, actually.
let me say something.
Exactly.
That was a big one.
The midfield was Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Henderson. Fabinho is he makes fouls. You know, he's the enforcer.
Tactical fouls,
He's
yeah.
a Cassie.
Now they don't have a tactical a
Don't ever do that
nasty
again.
footballer. Henderson was
don't
your
put them in
leader.
the same bracket.
not the same player, but
Compare
they're
him
the
to
same.
someone else, bro. Don't Casemiro.
No, I'm
Casemiro.
not saying they're the same level of
Nah,
player.
nah,
I'm saying
nah,
they
nah,
do
I'm
the
sure
same
I'm
Bro,
wrong.
role.
he's trolling. He's trolling.
I'm
he's
changing.
trolling.
I'm
I'm a United fan.
He's
I
just the
love
guy
Casemiro.
that will give you those
They don't
cheap
expect me to throw
fouls.
in it.
Your team's on the counter attack. He'll break up play for you lot. No player right now that Liverpool squad can sit there and break up play for you. Henderson, like I said, a leader in the camp. I can't listen to Trent and them man telling me what to do. Do you get it?
Nah,
I get
I
it.
hear
You're gonna
it.
do a
I
high
hear
press thing. No, you don't listen. You come against City. You're gonna do the high press thing. You're gonna get bopped. They're gonna score. Who's gonna shout at you on that pitch? If it's not Henderson, who's gonna tell you?
I feel like I'm on the total opposite side
Who's
of the
gonna tell? No,
spectrum.
but who's gonna tell you?
I feel like
always
look,
are, bro.
I feel like Jurgen Klopp does very, very well when it comes to young players
And new signings.
and new signings.
They hit the ground running. Every
We've
single
seen
signing
him what he's done at
got.
Borussia Dortmund. What he done at Borussia Dortmund for the club that they were and at the level that they were and how young their players was. That
He's a
game
bad man.
against Real Madrid that they played,
Yeah,
where I think they took him down to the wire.
yeah. They lost
No-
heavy in the first leg, and then they brought him back.
They
yeah.
brought him back in the second leg. Like,
I'm a
they,
fan of
if
Klopp.
you look at all of them, Aubameyang was very young. Marco Reus
I
was
don't
very
think
young.
I don't think Aubameyang was even there.
No, wait, it was Lewandowski.
yeah.
Lewandowski was very young. Marco Reus was very young
Mario
back then.
Götze.
Mario
Mario Götze.
Götze was very young. What he does with young players in terms of management and coaching,
I feel like
I feel like he does it in
Okay,
a better way
then
than this.
Bellerin goal.
So-
Do you think?
remembers that
Do you
one.
think McAllister can't do the get around the pitch? Like you're saying that
McAllister's
He's gonna have to. Klopp is gonna have to change the way he plays.
Why?
Because
He's not as bad as Thiago.
No. These guys are. Is he replacing Thiago? Is the question.
No,
if he
I'm
replaces
saying
Thiago,
you're
then
saying,
maybe.
You're saying, you
but
said the idea of like he needs runners, like the kind of like
yeah.
McAllister can do that.
No,
saw it for- we
we're
saw it
not.
for Argentina.
We're not saying he
saw it
can't
for
do
Argentina.
it.
Exactly. That's
We're not
exactly what I
saying
was
he
about to say.
can't
The World
do
Cup.
it. What we're saying is
He threw
what
his
they
life and soul at that game.
what they've built themselves on and prided themselves on is a workman midfield.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't think you can say this is a workman midfield. So
How?
it's gonna.
How
No,
you
but
don't? How do you
know, 'cause
not
the
know
young
until
legs-
you until
It's
you
young
got a
legs.
lot of young legs
It's
that
young
can get
legs,
about.
but even looking at the profiles of the players that they're bringing in and the players that they're selling, it don't add up.
Yeah, it don't
they're
add up.
bringing in tens and
Hendo-
selling sixes. It don't make sense.
Okay, Hendo before Klopp, was he a white man midfielder?
No,
Not
he was
really.
a spray it.
For Sunderland, he was a
spray man.
He was a safe runner.
He
was-
thought
was-
he
yeah,
thought
he
he
was
was the
spray man.
technical
Yeah, but he-
guy, and he Klopp. I'm
Yeah, but
not
he's
that
still-
when he came to Liverpool. Klopp made him change his game.
Yeah, he humbled
That's
him.
why I'm trying to tell you. I really think
Yeah,
Klopp
but
can
you're,
do that.
you're making it sound like Klopp came in and boom, I got Henderson and I
but
grabbed
then
him and I
Henderson-
changed him.
but
No,
then
it
Henderson-
took a few years for that to happen.
No, but
this is what I'm trying to say.
even still,
Henderson had
no,
a lot of leaders around him, bro.
Klopp,
He had Gerrard.
no.
Klopp,
He had a
you're
lot of
forgetting when
people.
Klopp came in, Klopp had Joe
Yeah, he had-
Allen
yeah.
and these kind of breads.
Yes, he phased out them players and he brought in players that he wanted.
Of course.
There's a difference. Now
No,
he's got,
Henderson was already there.
With Gerrard.
yeah, I'm saying
Gerrard
he,
is a
I'm saying
big
he
leader
brought,
in the
he
camp,
brought in
bro.
players that he wanted, i.e. the Manes, I believe, the Salahs, the Firminos. He brought those players in and he created something that he
No,
wanted.
but that's the attack. You're going too far. I'm
Okay.
talking about this midfield.
Okay,
He didn't
even-
really
even-
touch the midfield.
he
Only
did.
Fabinho,
He did.
aside from Fabinho,
And Wijnaldum. He brought in
Wijnaldum-
Wijnaldum. He
Wijnaldum
did.
was already there.
Yeah, he did.
no, but did,
no.
did Klopp bring him in?
Yes. I'm telling
I'm
you.
just trying to think because I'm trying to
he
think.
did
I
bring
might
him.
have to fact check what year he arrived
Don't worry,
because
we got
Klopp
Salah
arrived
on the
in the
job.
middle of the season.
I'm pretty
So
sure.
I
he brought
think-
Klopp.
He had-
I'm
he had
pretty
a
sure
na- he had a
Wijnaldum-
Naby
because
Keita.
I'm pretty
Wijnaldum
sure
was-
Wijnaldum came
when
in
Wijnaldum
2
came,
months before Klopp got in. But then again, I could be wrong. So
Klopp came in 2016. I mean, sorry, Wijnaldum came in 2016.
2016. Okay, so Klopp did bring him in on a free transfer. Okay, cool. So yeah, but even Klopp, even Wijnaldum himself, again, he didn't come in and
But
this
you
is-
didn't-
This is that factoring.
But this is what I'm saying to you.
Coming from
people
Newcastle,
probably
yeah.
Liverpool fans probably had the same reservations you have.
Yeah,
with
thinking, who's
the
my
brother
man?
that they brought in? I can never pronounce his name, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna butcher his name.
Soboslai.
yeah?
I don't know how to say it either.
The same
That's the
reservation.
right, I think that's how everyone
Soboslai.
says it. Soboslai.
Soboslai.
Man like
Okay.
S.
So I'm gonna take you lot's word for it. Yeah.
Man like
The
S.
same
Call him Dominic
reservations.
Blood. It's his
Come on,
first name.
Dominic, yeah.
Man
Dominic,
like S,
the
bro.
same reservations that you lot have for these signings, people probably had those for Wijnaldum and Hendo. You did not think
No, but
that he was going to turn them
No,
into
of course.
almost a quadruple
But
winning
it's a-
midfield.
no, but
That's
it's
why I
a
have a
whole
belief.
team. They only really started kicking off once Van Dijk and Alisson got in there.
They're still here.
No, of course they're
Konate's
still in
really
there.
good.
Konate
Trent is really good.
Konate's
Robertson's
injury
dropped a bit
prone.
of form, but he still can somewhat play at a high level.
He can.
There's
but
still Salah that gives you 20-something
I know,
goals.
but bro,
You
let-
can't write off the whole
I'll
Liverpool.
see-
I'm
I'll
not
see
writing them off. I just, bro.
Just because there's no Hendo and Fabinho. You
no.
can't say that.
You're forgetting about last season as well.
They finished
Because when they had
finished fifth.
Henderson and Fabinho, they finished fifth in the end.
And how many
but
points off top
They
four?
were one kick away or one game or 1 point away from winning the bloody league, and they were in every final.
But that's why I'm saying I have them second. I don't have them like second or
So,
even I think you said
I have
even
second
if-
or I had him second or
or
third.
third.
Yeah.
That's fine to have them there. I genuinely don't.
What's that? I had him third. I think I had him
Yeah,
third.
he was third.
No
I think I
one's
had them
no
third.
one's like denying the fact that they're not gonna push for the league. I don't think they're gonna push for I don't think they're gonna win the league.
Yeah.
But they're gonna be in and around that second to third.
No, I'm not.
For everyone.
I've got them in third.
For
but
everyone, apart from
what
Willis.
I'm
I think.
saying I'm
Do you have them?
unsure about them because
Yeah,
Liverpool.
I've got them top four.
No, but I'm unsure about them
them top
because
four.
Just had to make sure.
Liverpool
Yeah.
should
Got them
be
on.
fighting with
Bad
Manchester
guy,
City.
fam.
They should be there. So that's why I'm me being unsure.
I
It's me
didn't say
bringing
that.
them down to third.
Same.
Cool.
Do you get what I'm saying?
no leaders in their team.
And that's why I'm not saying Liverpool are going to fall out of the top four or anything
But
like
then
that.
we're
I'm
not-
saying they should be where they are supposed to be.
Okay.
I don't think they can get back there.
Okay.
And if anyone's going to get there, it's Arsenal.
Cool.
And the thing is, for example, everyone's thinking about this midfield as well. You have to remember, Konate is injury prone. You're not going to go to Joe Gomez and Matip again. Do you get what I mean?
Now, Matip,
And Van Dijk's not the same player
Van
as
Dijk's
well.
not the same since that injury. People
He's
don't
not
think
the same
Van
player.
Dijk's a great defender. I rate him highly. I'm not saying he's a poor defender, but ever since that injury, he's not been the same.
no, absolutely.
No, that's not true.
Absolutely.
I think he's. ever since
Yeah,
that injury,
we
he's-
had one season, the season where they were about to go to the quadruple. That was after Van Dijk's injury, and he
but-
played the full season there.
but
So
see,
I'm not hearing Van
he's-
Dijk's.
okay,
It's not
he's
an injury.
still-
He
he's
just
not the
dropped
same
in form.
guy.
That's fair enough.
He's
Yeah, that's
still
fair.
not, like,
But I'm not
I
gonna
think
let.
he's-
I don't want people to use
You
the
don't
injury.
know how I feel about that.
But another
that
thing is,
Van Dijk.
my thing is,
No.
he's
I
the
just
third-
don't want. My thing is, you're right. I just don't want people using the injury excuse because, fair enough, after that first season, you can see injury. But then the next season, he started 36 games and they were 90 minutes from winning the quadruple. So I don't want to use the injury excuse.
We could put an injury to
Yeah,
the
maybe
side.
it's not an
don't-
excuse,
I
but
don't wanna-
it
I
does
don't-
have a factor.
it does have
It
a
does have a
factor on him.
factor, but you can't call it like this is the sole reason why.
How can you use it as a factor when you came back? You had one incredible season,
No, because-
and then you dropped off.
Because the bigger factor is their deteriorating midfield. He was getting exposed a lot more than he was before.
100%.
That's true.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
no
there
protection.
are bigger factors at play, but
You
the
have to
injury
defend,
does
had to defend.
add to it. It definitely adds to
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Like
And the minute
Liverpool-
you have to defend more, we saw Wagwan.
Like Liverpool's
Yeah.
front three, arguably, like you said, one of the best in the league. We know they're gonna score goals, a lot of goals. It's the midfield for me and the defense. Alisson, obviously, we know. I think he's the best keeper in the Premier League. But
I'll say so
it's
too.
the defense and midfield for me. Once it starts to be shaky, I see them third, anyways. But if you get leaders in your team, like big signings,
You can push for that.
I feel like
push.
you're overplaying the
man.
leaders thing. I
Nah,
don't think it's that
I'm
deep.
gonna be honest
You're
with
good
you.
at football. You're good at football.
No, I
There's
can't
the
lie. The
leaders on the
leadership,
pitch,
the
bro.
leader-
Everyone
the
knows
leadership.
I think
No,
Alisson's the leader.
When times get
you-
tough, you need people to
You
pull you
can't.
out.
You know one thing, yeah. I hate goalkeepers that are captains.
Really?
I hate it
Why?
Yeah,
Because they're
yeah,
not.
yeah.
because
You can't affect the game.
You can't affect the game.
You can't affect the game.
That's true.
Like when you play 11-a-side football and your keeper's the captain and he's yelling at you and you're a right winger, I'm telling you, the information goes.
You're
here
more
and-
likely want to say shut up. To be
Yeah,
honest
yeah.
with you,
Because
You're like, you're not playing outfield.
It's just noise, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just noise.
I'm just
Right,
hoping
right.
Darwin
Yeah.
Nunes has a great season.
he needs
Why?
to. He needs to.
I'm not gonna lie
bruh.
to you, Darwin
Fantasy.
Nunes. The chances that man had put on a plate to him for him as a striker, and his conversion rate wasn't the greatest.
Yeah, he needs
I feel
to.
like
I'm
if you
hoping-
put Gakpo there,
Nah,
It'll
And
be
why
a
do you
lot
hope
better.
though? Why do you hope that he does well?
I really want him to. I want him to do well.
I want him to. I want him to-
because he
no,
does. He for
everyone
me does everything right as a striker.
Everyone compared
finish.
him to
Except
the
finish.
Haaland when he came. He came on a big move. See,
That weren't
Haaland,
fair.
you got
That weren't
Nunes.
fair.
Like it wasn't fair on him.
I'm not gonna lie, Liverpool fans deserve that because after that community shield thing where Haaland missed that chance from the 2-yard line, all of a sudden it's like
No, the
He's a-
fans
he's a
deserve it,
very-
but the player
he's a-
himself
I'm
doesn't.
a
deserve it.
fan of
do
football.
you know what it is? I rate Nunes highly in it because like, as Khalid
He's a
said, like, he
positive
does
footballer,
everything
man.
the right way.
He's
He
a
always
really
gets
positive
himself into the
footballer.
right positions. It's just that final. And the thing is, when he eventually he's gonna start scoring goals. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You don't get into that position so often. Eventually he's gonna start scoring
He's still
goals.
quite raw as well. To be fair,
I saw him pre-season
He's young,
and I
bro.
was
He's
kind of
still
moved by that.
22, 23.
He's 23 now, I think.
23, I think.
He's still a young
that
striker.
statement's
man.
not true technically.
What?
That if you keep getting into the right places, eventually you're gonna score.
Timo Werner.
Timo Werner,
But then
Havertz.
but the thing is, that's not true though.
Kai
Because
Havertz.
the second Timo Werner went to Leipzig,
And
he
scored.
scored
Aubameyang.
two goals in
It's
his.
the Chel-
He
it's the
scored
Chelsea
2 goals in his
striker,
first
man.
in his first game.
Don't trust that league.
I think it's the Chelsea striker test.
That's true. No, but like as in, it's the thing is, yeah, every goal's the same size. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not. It's
But
just.
not
I feel-
every, but, you
but not
see,
all the
it's a
defenders
confidence
are the
thing.
same.
It's a confidence thing.
goals in Premier League mean a lot more.
Nah. I don't believe that. I don't believe
yeah,
that.
man.
But
Them crowds
it's a
there.
confidence thing.
Them
I don't
crowds
believe
there.
It's
goals
it's
mean
definitely a
more.
confidence
That don't
thing.
make
Bro,
no
I'm
sense,
telling
bro.
you right now, if you play in a big game in comparison, if you play with a crowd that's not as loud, and it really has an effect on.
No,
No,
on
but
the
German,
game.
the German crowd is they
Yeah,
are very,
bro.
very loud though. We talking about
No,
atmosphere there.
what
I've
you're
seen
saying
German,
is-
I've seen German
No,
league
no,
games.
no.
I watched some of Borussia Dortmund's games. Some of the like when Jadon Sancho and that was there. Some of them games weren't fully filled.
No, but
man.
what
The-
you're
the-
saying is goals in the league compared to the league mean more, not the individual. The goal itself.
No, I'm talking
means
about
more
just
to the player.
No,
No,
I
I'm
just
just
feel
talking
like the competitiveness in the Premier League means every single point counts. Every point counts. It's the difference between first and second. It's the difference between, and Arsenal felt that really hard last year. It's the difference between being relegated. Every single game in the Premier League feels like a final. I'm telling
So
you
you're
that
saying the
now.
pressure got to
I
him in the
don't
Premier League.
believe that.
I do.
I don't
No,
believe
but
that
my
it's
thing is
different for other places.
The point I'm trying to make is you're 1-on-1. There's a difference between hitting the keeper and slotting it in bottom corner. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's just that's a confidence thing.
No, I'm
trying
telling
to
you,
say.
when you play like football and you're in front of goal and a game means a lot more than others.
You're gonna do everything
I
to
don't
score.
know, but
Then it's a confidence thing,
let's
brother.
elaborate. No,
confidence
but
thing.
let's-
That's a confidence and a
You're slotting
pressure
him in
thing.
training.
No, but let's
like you
elaborate
said,
on that.
You're slotting him in training.
why does it mean more?
Yeah.
Because you're
What?
playing
So-
in a
so
league where
if-
Bayern Munich have won how many of the last leagues?
So
right?
let me give you an example, yeah? Nicholas Jackson, for example. He's going to play
man.
against Liverpool in the first game of the season, and then he's going to play, I don't know who he plays the second game, right? So he's going to go into a game thinking this game means more than what he was playing for Villarreal. That don't make no sense, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It really don't.
I
That don't make
do.
no sense.
I do. That's why people come to the Premier League.
No, people come
No,
to the
people
Premier
because
League
of the money.
for the money, for the competitiveness of the league itself,
yeah.
but not
No, it's the
individual,
biggest-
not game
it's
by
the-
game.
This is game by game.
No, I don't think it is.
Because if it wasn't game by game, then if you go to, there's a lot of leagues that
No,
match.
I get what he's trying to say.
There's a lot of
right?
leagues that
because
match.
some games do mean
No.
more. You're not gonna play the same.
People-
or you're not gonna
people-
like, from a mentality aspect. You're not gonna go into a Champions League final the same way you did in a League Cup regular
Hold on.
game. Do you know what I'm trying
Let
to
me-
say?
No,
let me-
absolutely. When you're
people
talking
come to
about those
Premier
kind of
League-
things, but he's
listen,
talking about like a
people-
second game of the
people-
season
there's a lot
in
of
England and a
people-
second game of the season in France.
No,
Why?
no,
It's the
hold
same
on,
shit.
hold on. There's a lot of people that will take pay cuts to come to the Premier League and earn less money playing in the Premier League
Yeah.
than going to somewhere else in Europe because
Test out the league.
Because the league itself, like I said
yeah,
to you,
it's a
every single
Yeah,
game.
but for you to
you want to
say-
be,
no,
if you want to be a big game player, you got to be playing
why
in
is Mbappe not
big
here then?
games.
No, but for
Simple.
you to say it means
second, 1
more,
No,
is what I don't get.
The reason I don't agree with you,
do.
they're all
Why is Mbappe
professional
not
football
here then?
players.
Exactly.
Like every game, it's a football game. You're doing a
Game's
job
a
at the end of the
game.
day. Do you know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
see why it means more here.
We're saying
than
that
it
from
means
a
more
fan perspective.
elsewhere.
It does because like I said to you, points in our league is way harder
How
to
do we get to
achieve.
this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
How do
I
we
don't
get
know.
to this?
Do you know what the scariest bit is? I
Why
actually
is
agree with
Mbappe
him.
not in the Premier League then?
Wallahi.
I don't believe that.
Why is it
Okay.
Mbappe? Because Mbappe means so much to him, and he's bagging these goals in France, and people are saying, "Oh,
That's 'cause
he's
he's done
the
that at the
best."
World Cup.
No,
Okay.
but he's the best player
All right.
Okay,
of
nudge.
this generation.
Nudge.
There's other factors.
Do you know
that
what?
affect it.
And to be fair, though, I was actually having this conversation with my cousin the other day, innit? The best players in the world, when they're in the Premier League, they either leave to like Real Madrid and Barcelona. With the greatest players of all time, rarely play in the Premier
They
League.
don't come to the league.
Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe's not going to
kinda
be
hear him-
here.
I hear him with that.
Like, what's the biggest Premier League import that you can
But
think
we
of?
have the best league. I just feel like that.
No,
I
it's the
feel
most.
like we have
I don't know about best league. It's the most competitive league.
Yeah,
the
that's
most
what it is.
competitive.
That's
league.
what it
Okay,
is.
look,
we have
can
the
I-
best-
can I
What's
ask
the
you a
Premier League's
question?
biggest import? Like
Listen,
a player coming from.
sports is the best sports.
How did you
Have
get to
the
this?
best competitiveness.
We got to it.
Now,
You
wallahi,
saying that
I genuinely want to ask a question. Let's
Go
just say
on.
you man all own a club.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're playing in the Prem. You need to sign a striker.
I really don't like this question. Go
Now
on.
you need to sign a striker. You have two options: a Brer who's proven in the Prem, that's gonna guarantee you 15 goals and let's just say 10 assists,
All right.
or a Brer that will guarantee you from the Eredivisie or the French league or somewhere anywhere else.
Okay.
But he's got 40 goals and 20 assists.
The Premier League historically goes to the French league.
All right.
Historically.
No, but
Which
okay.
one are you
I would
taking?
choose the Prem proven guy.
which goes to Khalid's point.
No, but that's not his point.
Khalid, is that not your point?
That's not his point.
it is.
No, but
I
think
think
he'll rather-
it's
he'll-
it's
he's
a
got
bit
elsewhere
overreach.
with
I
it.
understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying to you, for me,
Yeah.
like playing a game such as a Luton versus Sheffield, for me, playing in that game has way more of an importance than you playing a lower league Spanish team.
in
feel like
the
there's more-
Spanish league
I feel like there's more intensity.
for intensity
There
is
is, though.
different.
We
There's
know
more
that.
intensity.
No, but
There's
intensity
more
is
intensity. There's more competitiveness.
That's different though,
bro.
The points mean the same though. But
you have to. When you play 11-a-side football and your nerves and your like your heart beats and you're in front of goal and there's 100 like. I'm telling you, it has an effect on your performance.
But I think that's the same for
Has an
everybody.
effect on your
But
performance. You
we've
lot
gone-
are underrating
we
the
kinda-
mentality. Physically, yes, it's everything's the same, but mentally,
Fans are
playing in the
fans.
Premier League is different.
Can we move on from
Yeah,
this?
I'm not gonna lie. We've gone down a bit of a
We've
rabbit
done-
hole.
this should be
We've
our
gone
video
down
on
a
its
bit
own.
of a rabbit
My
own
last
blood.
point is mentally playing in the Premier League is a different beast mentally than playing in other leagues. That is my thing. And football is just as much mental as it is physically.
I
So
agree.
you're
I hear you
saying
to a
trying to
certain
score a
extent.
goal should be the same as like just it's physically, right? I should be able
No,
to net the ball.
I hear
the
what you're
same way.
saying to a
Nah,
certain
mental,
extent, but-
mental has a lot
No,
of
I can't
that-
fully
that
agree
goes,
with you.
that goes back to the initial point I made: confidence, pressure,
Mental,
etc.,
mental,
etc.
yeah, it's
Nah, I
mental.
agree.
That's
I
why I said
agree.
it's harder
I
to
agree
play.
with that point in it, but I feel like we got to this by talking about Nunez
Yeah.
putting the ball in the back
No,
of the
Timo
net.
Werner.
And
Once
then
he
he
got
scored-
Timo
went to
Werner,
Timo
he went
Werner
left.
and then went to Leipzig, and then that's
But-
how.
Kind of like his career.
Yeah, I guess. They did go to Leipzig. But, okay, so just to clarify, before we go, City are winning the league?
I think City winning the league. We haven't even spoken about Man United. It's the matter thing.
Yeah, I know we haven't, to be fair, and mostly Man United fans, but it's all right.
It's all right. We know where we stand.
I think Man
we-
United.
I don't know if we do, but
I think Man United do very well.
We
this season.
said 4-4-4.
I said fourth, so it's
and you
like...
said out of top six.
Second or third.
Can we just ask
And-
him why
and-
he picked second? Because we all said fourth as United fans.
I highly appreciate Man United, and I think Ten Hag is absolutely incredible. I feel like Man United finished third last year, just based on Ten Hag. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I feel like Man United have improved on all of like what was holding them back last year. Man United improved on. Do you know what I'm trying
I
to say?
think so.
You don't think so?
No, but what I would... What
I will say, like, look, De Gea you've improved on. Mason Mount is an improvement on.
Oh, Nana.
Ericsson.
Don't do that. Don't do
Okay,
that.
okay, you're because you got lobbed. Okay, don't worry about that.
Oh, Nana.
Cool.
You man actually trusting my man in the Prem.
Onana's the second best goalkeeper in the Premier League right now, in my opinion. And this is from someone who.
So what?
I
So
re-
Alisson and Edison are not one and two.
I said second. I said Alisson is number one. I think he's a better goalkeeper than Edison.
Then Edison.
I agree.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think so. Anyway,
only time will tell.
and also I feel like this for the first time in about 10 years, like United have fully backed a manager, and you've got like a manager with a long-term project. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's not a Van
And the
Gaal.
fans are behind
It's
it.
not. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And also, he's got players that fit into what he wants to do. You feel me?
I'm going to leave the United talk on a cliffhanger and
Okay.
say their progress is just as good as Arsenal's progress. It's just Arsenal started further ahead,
Yeah.
and so they are further ahead. I think, if anything, because I've actually crunched the numbers, and I looked at the season that Arsenal finished 5th, Man United finished 6th, and the season and last season, there was a bigger gap the year before, but Arsenal played out their skin this year, but the gap was smaller between Arsenal and Man United in positions, goals scored, different
Especially Man United, get Amrabat.
different metrics.
Big
but
baller.
Big baller.
you guys, you said Chelsea. We're gonna ignore you.
Come on.
What did you?
I said
City?
City.
I
City
think
winning the
City.
league.
City. All right, I've got to pose you like one more question before we go.
Okay.
Surprise package of the season.
Aston Villa was for me.
Me, bro.
I don't think that's a surprise because everyone's expecting Villa to finish.
Yeah, I wasn't
between
gonna go
fifth and
with
seventh.
any of those
No,
because
I
I felt like that was the expectation.
I don't think a lot of people do. I mentioned Aston Villa to a lot of people, and they
I
were
think
just
Fulham, you know.
Fulham.
Fulham.
Interesting. Sada, what do you think?
I don't know. I think Sheffield United. I think Sheffield United are going to be.
Why are you laughing?
because he
Gonna
thinks
get
it's, he thinks
He's gonna get relegated.
he thinks it's Wednesday.
No. I think Sheffield United. Because as you guys said, most of you are expecting to get relegated. I don't think they're going to do a Fulham thing, but I think they're going to comfortably stay up.
Interesting.
Personally.
I didn't really have one to be fair. I asked you guys a question and I don't really have one myself. So I'll just say
Actually, you know what?
Brentford.
I'm gonna say Man United. Man United are my surprise package
Oh,
this year.
Brentford have got no Ivan.
Brentford.
I'm gonna say Man
wanna
United
know
are
how
my
that
surprise package
plays
this year.
I want to. It's going to be very interesting. The season's going to be very interesting. But
Season's going to be good.
yeah.
man.
So we got our top 6. We got our relegation. So we have our lists and stuff. So thank you guys. You know, Salad, Naj.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Welcome. You know what I mean? I hope to see you guys more.
I'm
You know
gonna
what I'm
replace
saying?
Rillis.
I'm hoping to see these guys less.
Blood,
I'm
they
gonna
come for
replace
me.
Rillis.
See that camera there?
No,
I'm
you
not
just
gonna
come
lie.
for
Do
the
you know what? I
voting.
can't.
You
Do you
don't
know
know
what?
the
I
football
can't
knowledge.
understand. I can't understand how you have Realist and Rizak on the same. I don't know
On
how you
Davis.
deal
On
with
the
that.
same
Blood,
side.
I don't know. I don't know. How do you lot deal with that?
I think they go
I feel like
hand in
we.
hand.
I feel like we
A
suppressed
man
him today. Do you know what I'm
told
trying to say?
me
You
a
didn't
man
say
that
too much.
hasn't played a single Prem game is the second best keeper in the Prem.
Okay.
Justify that.
Okay,
for
question.
me.
we're going.
A man that's
One second.
failed a
If
drug
Mbappe
test.
came to the league, would he not be the best player in the
A
league straight
man
away?
that's failed a drug test.
No, but where did we
a
get?
druggie is the second best goalkeeper in the league.
No, you got to fight your allegations. He's saying why you and Rizak, how do you guys coexist? I think you lot need each other.
Yeah.
You've spoken too much this episode
I feel like
because Rizak's not here.
nah. I have to speak for me and Rizak. You get it? That's my
Cold,
dog.
cold,
That's my
cold,
dog.
cold.
So the
Phone
entire
them.
stupidity of the group chat had to come out because they split it 50-50 usually.
Yeah.
Nah,
What's
not
the name
really.
you lot had for each other again?
On
Dumb and
Davis.
Dumber.
Oh,
It has to be
real
Dumb and
Riz.
Dumber.
Real Riz.
Hear me?
Real Riz sounded so cold, but I could
Cold.
not let that run.
Nah, you get me?
It sounded too cold for me to let it run. Once I had Undateables, it was Undateables.
Nah, you
But
know
anyway,
what it
guys.
is? Replacement, you get me? Don't worry, Rizak's back next week. Salad on that side.
Ah, thank God.
But anyway, guys, thank you very much. Guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We tried to go into in-depth on certain things and hopefully it makes sense. Like, comment, subscribe, first picks, all of that. You know what I mean? We're here. See you guys soon.
Can I say
man.
my outro?
Yeah, you go for
Yeah,
it.
Come on, first picks.
Not top picks.
Nah, not top picks, first picks. Outside, never inside. Shout us.
That's it, it's a wrap.
Nah, every week I do it, man. It's only right, man. Come on. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the usual. But we're done. Man said Onana, you know.
Oh, I can't lie to you. You don't want
Are you that serious about Onana being the second best